I'm Jake Sanderson.
I'm Tim Stützle, and you're listening to the Locked On Senators podcast.
Your Locked On Senators, your daily podcast on the Ottawa Senators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, folks? Welcome to another edition of the Locked On Senators live watch party, bringing you reaction to the Ottawa Senators visiting the Edmonton Oilers in oil country on the road. Sort of a western swing for the Sens right here around the NHL trade deadline. I'm Jack Richardson, pumped to bring this reaction to you guys. I love doing these streams. I keep talking about it. A lot of fun getting involved, and especially now when the games start to matter that much more. Sens entered tonight 5 points out of a playoff spot. Boston, the team they're chasing, is in action tonight as well as other teams. Best part about the Sens being on the West Coast, we kind of get an idea before the game even starts of where they need to be. Every point matters at this time of year, so we will not be upset with points, no matter how they come. But obviously going in here expecting 2 points out of the Sens and the way they've been playing. We'll get to all that. Just want to shout out, obviously, this is brought to you by the Glebe Central Pub. The boys and I are going to be there in a couple weekends. We're going to both games, Anaheim, San Jose, back-to-back when the Sens return home. The boys are also going to Ottawa. I'm so excited for that one. It'll be a great weekend. And we will be at the GCP taking the shuttle in the afternoon, the matinee game on the Saturday and on the Sunday as well, the 5 p.m. game. So really hope everyone can be there and join us. It is the best way, hands down, to get out to the CTC and then get back downtown. I cannot say enough about the shuttle at the GCP. So check them out. 7079 Bank Street, all home games, bringing a shuttle to the Canadian Tire Center for Sens games. And also, if you're new here to the Locked On Senators podcast, please like and subscribe. If you're here watching this stream and watching this game at this hour, you are a Sens sicko. And if you like Sens sickos, join us here with Locked On Senators. All the content on YouTube. We do, like I mentioned, these live watch parties. I've been kind of doing those for the last 2 months with these games here in 2026. Those are exclusive to YouTube here live, and the postcast is also live directly on YouTube right after every single Sens game, no matter what hour. Tonight there will be a postcast, middle of the week, no matter what time it is, overtime game, whatever it is. That's also right here on YouTube. All right, folks, lots to get into. The Sens haven't played since Saturday. They beat the wheels off the Toronto Maple Leafs. Feels like they should have earned 3 points in that one. They were the absolute better team in that game. I believe the Leafs had 4 shots on goal by the time the Sens scored the game-winning goal with about 7 minutes left in the second period. It was Drake Batherson. The Sens were just the better team all night. So that's a great way to come into this game where, look, I mentioned oil country in Edmonton. I said it with a little bit of nerve, let's say, if you want to call it, because this is not a place that has been kind to the Ottawa Senators over the years. I do not have the numbers, and nor do I want them, to be quite honest, because I don't really want to see what their record is in Edmonton in the last little bit. I know that head-to-head, Draisaitl and McDavid, since that Canadian division year, have just feasted on the Ottawa Senators. And yeah, part of that is them not being a great team. In those years, especially that Canadian division, they went 0-9 against the Oilers. And I only bring that up because it's the core guys, right? It's Brady Tkachuk, it's Tim Stützle, Jake Sanderson wasn't there in the COVID year, but the big guys have had their fill in with the Oilers lately in their careers. And then obviously I said it's a mix of the Sens not being good, but it's also a mix of the Oilers top guys just being that good. We went from watching Connor McDavid on our team a couple weeks ago at the Olympics, ended in heartbreak and disappointment. And I am hoping for yet another loss in McJesus' his life. I hope anyway. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on the TV here. I would like, before the Sens get going, I don't know if it'll line up, I'd love to catch the first period or first little bit of the third period for the Bruins and the Penguins because the Bruins are up 2-1. So we're going to be keeping an eye. So the thing I want to do with these watch parties, especially as the Sens kind of get closer, and look, the odds are still stacked against them, but they were more stacked against them a few games before the break, and now they find themselves 5 points out. For a while there, it was 8, 9, even 6 points out at the break. Progress has been made, so we're going to keep an eye on it. But what I want to do with these watch parties is maybe even also keep an eye on the other games in the meantime. Like I would love to get to a point where we have enough of support and enough thumbs up from the faithful here that you get the thumbs up. And if you want me to react to a Boston Bruins game down the stretch, late April, and the Sens aren't even playing that night, I will do it. I'll be right here doing it with the fine people here, the fine citizens. So I appreciate everyone tuning in. Again, this is a 9 p.m. Eastern start. It is not exactly prime time. It's a West Coast swing for the Sens, and actually the West Coast time zone has been very unkind to them. I believe, I'm trying to think off the top of my head here, they won in Winnipeg. They lost in Utah and Colorado, which is when we started these things. The live watch parties began in January with a back-to-back in Utah and Colorado, and those were just lifeless wins, or lifeless losses, I should say, for the Ottawa Senators. But it got us off on the right foot here, and we've turned things around since. They are 9-3-3 in their last however many games that is. It's been a really, really strong stretch, and they need to finish off the season that way. There's no time to sit back and be excited about how they played. They need to keep it going and hopefully ride that momentum. And look, there's a lot riding on this week, man. Like, you talk about the Bruins winning tonight. If the Bruins win tonight, which they are going into the third period here, they're up 2-1 on Pittsburgh at home. They win, that'll make the Sens 7 points out, depending on the result of their game here in Edmonton. If you wake up tomorrow 7 points out of a playoff spot, even 6 points, like where they are on Friday morning after their game in Calgary on Thursday is really got to have some kind of an impact for Steve Staios, because I'd imagine he'd love to see it get down to 4 or 3 points. At the very least, stay at 5. If you backtrack from this point, if you make a step backwards from where they are right now, find it hard to believe that the Sens will be willing to buy and add significantly at the deadline. But that being said, some of the prices, and the Edmonton Oilers made the first kind of, I'd say, real deadline trade with Connor Murphy from the Chicago Blackhawks for just a 2028 second-round pick in 3 years. I know that it technically doesn't mean that pick is any less valuable than a 2026 second, depending on the draft, but it feels like to me when you trade a pick that's not the next season or this current season, like it's 3 drafts from now, there's 2 more drafts. That's the 3rd draft in a row here in 2028. It just feels less valuable. So when if the Sens were to trade a 2028 second round pick, I'd be like, yeah, sure. Like, I don't care about that. I know that's not exactly GM speak and how you should react to it, but anywho, the Oilers kind of got the ball rolling, and I know that the Predators made a trade today, moving Michael McCarron for also a 2028 second round pick to the Minnesota Wild. A bit of a tough guy, big centerman, 4th line guy for. Look, that's a gearing up for a cup run kind of trade from the Minnesota Wild. So look, I feel like those prices are a bit nicer than they were last season, but the Sens are not going to be a team looking out for rentals regardless. Even last year when they felt a bit more confident about their standing and where they were in the playoff race, they weren't looking for a guy who's a UFA at the end of the season kind of rental. I'd actually be on board with them, maybe even going, let's get rid of a Nick Jensen and get what we can back for him, as he's a UFA and maybe he doesn't even want to stay, and then replacing him with someone else with term or something like that. I don't know. Like, that could be a situation I see the Sens doing. We'll see. Obviously, excuse me, weird time. Just had a late dinner, kind of trying to map out the stream here. I appreciate everyone joining me. I'm going to have Pilsy here in the first period like usual. Ross might stop by in the second period, but then also, as always, the boys will be here for the postcast afterwards. So yeah, they've played the Oilers already this season, and it was in October, very early in the year. Weird time to be playing a Western opponent at home, but they lost in overtime. I think that was a bit of a frustrating one from what I remember, but like so long ago in the season that it doesn't even matter. Oilers have a brand new goalie. I believe we're seeing Tristan Jarry tonight. And look, like I've hyped up the Edmonton Oilers like they're this juggernaut that the Sens can't handle. These teams are tied in the standings. I believe the Oilers have 1 more win, so they have the leg up or whatever, but they both have 66 points. The Oilers just happen to be sitting in the second and final wildcard spot in the West with those points, and the Senators are 12th in the East. Goes to show you the strength of each conference, but make no mistake about this. I'd say this is a pick'em. I think the Sens are rolling right now. And the Oilers are kind of not. Their offense has been clicking, but defensively, goaltending, they've been abysmal the last few years. I'm a bit partial to Edmonton, I should just say. I feel like I have a bit more knowledge about them than I do any other team that's not the Ottawa Senators in the NHL. Follow them a lot. Got family in Edmonton. I know a lot of Oilers fans. So I and like any hockey fan, I like watching Connor McDavid play hockey. So we'll see. We'll see how this one goes. But I really think this is a game the Sens can grab. If there's ever a time to win a game in Edmonton, It's right now. I know they have won one before, like in the last little bit here, but just beating this team, I think, would go a long way here for starting off this road trip. Western swing anyway, because they won their first game of the road trip in Toronto. And like I said, convincing fashion. And the one that we missed, again, we missed a good one for the stream. I was not here. I was back home for the weekend, and I regret missing it. But obviously it was a great result. So we'll be all right for that. Whiskey Nick, I'm liking that you put that out there because I want to talk about Tim Stützle before this game gets going. Does Stützle tie Hossa for 8th all-time and Sens points tonight? I'm assuming that means he needs 1 or 2 more. He's close. I'm more focused on a different record here, Nick. Tim Stützle, I pointed this out on Twitter today. And if you don't follow me, that's my handle there. Just Jack Richardson without the A in the Richardson. On X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I pointed out that Tim Stützle is on a 9-game point streak entering tonight. If he gets a point tonight, that'll be 10 games with a point. He had a 13-game point streak from the beginning of the December to the middle of January. And if he gets a point tonight, that would be another double-digit point streak. He would become the third Ottawa Senator in franchise history to have 2 double-digit point streaks in one season. Daniel Alfredson did it in, I believe, 07-08, and Jason Spezza did it in 06-07. Elite company that Tim Stützle can join tonight with this potential here for a point. He has been a rock star this season. It's been the best year of his career, hands down. And we know that he loves playing the Oilers. I don't have, again, the numbers. I didn't really come in prepared with all those, but I know that Tim Stützle loves playing against the Oilers because he gets up for those games against Leon Draisaitl. I always remember those games in the Canadian division. That was his rookie year. Felt like he had a bit more jump when he was playing against Draisaitl, his countryman, and his teammate at the Olympics just recently. So glad we got to do that a little bit here, folks, and just kind of break down entering play tonight. The FanDuel 5 there from TSN showing the most likely anytime goal. McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, all 1, 2, 3, and then it's Stützle and Tkachuk right after them. Gotta be able to contain this Oilers these top dogs basically. And that essentially, like, I'm not saying that they're not effective 5-on-5. It's just the penalties. The Sens have to be disciplined tonight. They can't get into a run and gun game with this Oilers team. They will struggle to score goals. They're doing an interview here with Timmy after warm-ups. This is a bit new, I feel like. So I don't know if the Oilers have a pregame ceremony or something, or they're taking a while to drop the puck. But it is 9:06 Eastern. Let's get going here. Let's get going. I know it's still regular time there in Edmonton, but come on. We don't want to be waiting around here until 9:25 for a puck drop. We got to get this down. We'll check in that Bruins and Penguins score. I'll just take a look on my phone. I'll keep eyeing it. And here's Nick with the stats here for all-time points. So Timmy is 1 behind Hossa. So not only would he match that point streak stat that I mentioned, but the Marian Hossa, he'd pass him. The other number 18 in Sens history. He got compared to him a lot, actually, in his draft year. And Radek Bonk is within striking distance, so I'll probably pass him by the end of the season as well. Timmy Stützle, man, 24 years young. Let's just see the score here. Penguins and Bruins is still 2-1. 2-1. About 14 minutes left in the third period. Penguins are pouring it on, though, it looks like, on the shot clock. So we'll see if they can beat Swayman and maybe enforce overtime. I know we don't want Boston getting any points, but if they're going to win, a win in overtime is better because regulation wins are a tiebreaker. So I think the Sens actually have a lot of regulation wins compared to some teams. Let's check that as well. Wow, we've got a second here. Yeah, the Sens are only 2 regulation wins behind Boston. So if they win in overtime, like, at least you can kind of take some solace in that. But again, no points is preferred. If Pittsburgh could figure it out, that'd be great and push through there. But looks like we're going to commercial here, and then we'll be back with puck drop. Sabres are winning. Yeah, like, just every Eastern team is always winning this season. Ross and I actually today, we were on the phone and we did a little mental math / just actual math. If you add up all the total points in the standings for every team in each conference, right? So, like, just, the Colorado Avalanche entering today had 89 points. And then whatever the Minnesota Wild have, whatever the Dallas Stars have, just add all 8 teams in the playoff position. So I believe that the West had about 590 total points, like all of them added together, all 8 teams. And in the East, all 8 teams had 610. It's a 20-point difference between the average or whatever that you want to call that. Like whatever math you want to say. Just nuts how much better the Eastern Conference has been than the West this season. It's really unfortunate because the Sens are caught up in that and not on the right side of it at the moment. But I still believe, man. I watched this team play some poor games this season, but more often than not, the sample has been very strong. And I saw someone point out on Twitter that I really liked after the game on Saturday against the Leafs, that this is some of the best hockey that he's watched in decades for the Ottawa Senators. And I don't disagree at all. I really think that to a man, the skaters have been unbelievable, and it would just be a shame if they're not able to punch through and make the playoffs. So got to have a win tonight. Every single game is important, but I feel like they've been playing like that since the end of January, or middle of January. They know. So we're getting Connor Ingram tonight. No Tristan Jarry. So Connor Ingram, a waiver backup goalie, also not doing too well for the Oilers. But it'll be Linus Ullmark getting the pipes, who has not been asked to do a lot since he's returned, but he's been solid. He's gotten the wins, gotten the points. He's 3-0-1. That's all that matters. I believe it's like a 9-13 or something like that. Give me more of that, Linus. As long as he can do that, he's refusing to let in more than 2 goals a game. A recipe for success. If I do say so myself. And that's interesting. I thought it would be Jarry. I don't know why it's not him. But I guess, honestly, I think the Oilers are just searching for answers in net, so it doesn't matter. Oh boy, there's Connor McDavid. All right. Well, I will keep you guys posted on what time I'm at as much as I can. Like I said, Pillsy will join me. We're going to try and line up our games as soon as he gets in here. And away we go, folks. We almost got puck drop. They're showing McDavid on the bench. Got Sanderson getting on the ice. Sanderson's got a little plug in his nose, so I'm not sure if he had a bloody nose or something. That's not great for the game just starting. And we are off. Puck is down. And we're into the Sens zone here. Sanderson's in on it. And the Oilers have early puck possession here. So I think Travis Green said it really well today in his media. I don't watch all of their pregame, postgame media, but sometimes I'll tune in, and I wanted to see Green's today just to get a vibe of what he was saying and stuff. Oh, and here's an early breakaway. Roslovic, he missed. Wow. Okay. That was an early great chance for Jack Roslovic for the Oilers. So I mentioned a lot about their goaltending, their defense, whatever it may be. They can score some goals. Edmonton has never, obviously with those two guys, never struggled to score. And there's Timmy down behind the net there. History on the line for Tim Stützle tonight. And I've got Pillsy joining me right on cue here. Pillsy, how's it going, man? I think he might just be joining me in here. So I'm going to... Oh, he's in. He's got me. Okay, Pillsy's got me.
I had to turn my mic on here.
Just wanted to make sure you could hear me. Okay, great.
Gotcha.
Pillsy, so before we get going, we're going to do this right away. What time are you at here?
18:59.
Okay, I'm at 18:44.
Okay, I'll let you know when I'm there. That was a little close off the start, eh?
Little too close. I wanted to bring that up right away, yeah.
Okay. 18:44. Let's
All
go.
right, we got Shabbat passing the puck up there to Cousins, and we are off. All right, so yeah, that was on Sanderson and Zub as well. Did you notice Sanderson had a little thing in his nose? I don't know what's going on there. Did you see that? He had a little
I missed that.
stick. Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but it like a plug up his nostril. I don't know what happened, but weird.
Okay, well, hey, Jack, nose is a long way from the heart.
It is, yeah. Good way to say that. So Pillsy, this is the boogeyman. The Edmonton Oilers have just been so unkind to the Ottawa Senators over the years. A win here would be so good for morale.
Big time, yeah. But you know what? Nice chance there by Eller. Ross, he got me on the right path here because the Ottawa Senators have dealt with boogeymans of the past this season, notably Colorado, who got the first laugh, but Sens got the last laugh. Vegas, again, similar story. The Sens absolutely dominated them. Carolina, the Sens have shown a lot better up against them as of late. So why not keep that going and slay the dragon that is the Edmonton Oilers here?
I like that. It's actually a great point there. They have been doing that, and they played Edmonton well in October, but it's October, and I don't really put much stock into games there if you don't need to, especially East and West. Like these two teams are so different now. Like brand new
especially
goaltending.
The Oilers. Like the Sens are fairly similar, but the Oilers have changed a bunch of pieces.
That was a nifty pass from Timmy.
Oh,
come on!
Yeah. Oh, Timmy fanned on that one.
Some history on the line here for Timmy tonight. Oh, that's going to be a penalty for sure. Oh, no.
Okay.
Giroux sawed a stick in half there, definitely.
Play on.
So yeah, with Edmonton, I think most hockey fans are hyper aware of their team more than most, just with McDavid and Draisaitl, their runs to the finals. They've been a lot of fun to watch. They've had a weird season this year so far. Here we go. It's been a lot of that apparently. Just bad chances, giveaways in their defensive zone. Whereas in years past, it was sort of similar to what the Sens are doing here. This season, really poor goaltending, just sinking them. This year, I think it's just been a mess in the defensive zone for the Oilers. They go get Connor Murphy. That's kind of I think a fix for that. So I'm excited for this game. I think it's gonna be a great game, and good chances early for both teams already.
Yeah, I would recommend go to FanDuel, bet the over. I think we're going to see a lot of goals in this one. I know the Sens have been involved in low-scoring games recently for the most part, but these two teams have high-powered offense and both not great goaltending. But you got to give it to Linus Ullmark. Whether the eye test matches what you want, he's been getting wins. And
yes!
Here we go,
Dylan Cousins, Pilsy. Woo! Let's go, man! Come on. Oh man, they're just rolling right now.
What I tell you, Jack, goals. And there's one by Dylan Cousins, a guy that has been hot lately. He started off with a great game up against Detroit. He could have had a few there, and then he follows it up with a few against Toronto, and that's just a good shot. That's the type of goal we haven't seen the Ottawa Senators get very often. It is just a guy coming into the zone and shooting it top cheese from the high slot. Easy, nice, great job by Dylan Cousins.
That's a Cousins to Cousins goal. I don't know if that was middle of a change, but they were on each other's way. Yeah, it might have been because still Nick Cousins is still out there, but great transition play in that neutral zone, man. That's going to be key against the Oilers. Their neutral zone play has been elite all season, and that's where guys like McDavid thrive, is when you can get speed in the neutral zone and it causes a turnover. They get a goal, and Dylan Cousins, man, can't say enough about him. I think he's been really turning it on in the last 15 games or so since he got put with Kachuk and Greg.
Well, I think they just put up there, Jack, and people can correct me, but I think he's got 15 points his last 16 games or flipped. I know those were the numbers, though. So he's been very consistent recently, and that's a 5-on-5 goal. Everybody gets on him. He's the power play merchant, but definitely we need to see more of that from Dylan Cousins. Or, I shouldn't even say more of that. We just need him to continue what he's doing lately.
You could say what you want about the Sabres, and I've said this. You and I have talked about it. Just that comparison's never going to stop with those two. Cousins and Norris are going to be linked forever. 16 points in 15 games is elite. He's been an elite producer here. And really turning it on, but just the fact that he's played, he hasn't missed a game, has been worth it for the trade alone. But even you look at the Sabres, Pills, you're reportedly in on Robert Thomas, which, look, don't get me wrong, that's a great trade. I'm not saying Cousins is better than Robert Thomas by any means, but do you think the Sabres would still be doing this if Cousins was able to find his game in Buffalo and then they don't have to make that move in the first place? Probably. He'd probably be helping them right now. Norris has played 25 games, so yeah, I think it's just it worked out for both teams. I really do think.
Yeah, I think so. And maybe both guys needed a change of scenery. I don't necessarily think Josh Norris needed a change of scenery, but maybe it's one of those things where, it gives him a kick in the butt. Oh man, I didn't think I was going to get traded, and now I did.
Oh, great save.
Big save. Yeah. So either way, I'm a big fan of Dylan Cousins, and I'm glad he's not all center.
That was just a really good chance there by Draisaitl. Here's Ekholm with some space.
There we go. Ullmark, big save, but you got to stay with it. Yeah.
He lost it. See, that's the season right there. That's look, that's probably the most action Ullmark has seen in a short span in a long time, to be honest. That's he made a great save right before that, but he had that one, man. He had it.
And that's so frustrating, Jack, because that's the type of save he usually doesn't make. He was all alone. He had to stop shooter, and he makes the save. And then doing what he's been doing where things get rough for him is just statuing, freeze, make sure you're active. And if it's very clear that puck drops. You can't stay in your statue zone when everyone's scrambling and going chaotic after a loose puck. You have to have some sort of awareness that, hey, maybe it's not up in my shoulder like I think it is when everyone's going crazy around me. Maybe I got to move. Maybe I got to look for it. That's so disappointing, because I was just about to say, you get a lead and you get a big save from Ullmark, and Oh, dang it.
Those are the ones, I mean, like, what's the team supposed to do? Like, obviously they have bad shifts here and there. And I'm sure that they don't want to give up those chances in the first place, but he makes the saves. And then what happens? Did he just ice it?
Well, that was close to a penalty.
Why did he just ice it?
And icing. I don't know. Oh, boy.
It's just those ones, like, when he makes that move, when he's got it, it's like the team can't start. Oh, and Halliday's going off here. Injured, it looks like. Oh, penalty. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anyway,
this could be a wacky game.
A lot going on. Yeah, that's the thing. Oh, high stick in there. Okay.
Oh, great. See, Allmark was just setting up that high stick.
Yeah.
The old off the glass high sticking draw play.
I like that spin. But even like Pillsy, the move, like when he makes that save, I was ready to say that's a great save too. Like there's a really good sequence there for Linus Allmark, and he just drops it. He drops it, and that's why it goes in the net. Like really frustrating. Huge chance here though to answer on the power play. I don't think the Oilers have a bad PK too.
Yeah, we were looking at their power play today. I'll let you know, Jack. Oilers PK 76.9 on the season, which is average. That's good.
They just flash it. It's 26.
Oh, no, sorry. That's not average. That's 26.
Yeah, they just threw it up there on the graphic.
Okay.
So, look, I don't want to get in a shootout here on the power play with this team, though. I'll tell you that. Like, that's not a...
You're not winning that battle.
No. You're hoping to come out even on the special teams battle at best tonight.
But the Sens special team has been really good, including their PK.
And their power play's been sneaky consistent too. Like getting one goal a game basically, which is pretty good. I don't think they've been getting a lot of attempts lately, so pretty neat. Look at this passing. Batherson scores! Yes! Okay. Come on! Woo! Yeah, you're right, Pills. This is going to be a wacky one.
This is going to be an absolute shootout. And look, Dylan Cousins, 2 goals last game. Drake Batherson, 2 goals last game. They're going to keep it hot here. Let's go.
They're hot. So that's a quick strike. The puck movement here was excellent. Did Timmy get an assist there? He did.
There you go, Jack.
That's a 10-game point streak for Tim Stützle, and that ties him with Marian Hossa for 8th in all-time scoring for Ottawa Senators.
And let's take a note of this. Both those goals, high glove. So maybe that's Connor Ingram, Matt Murray, check the game notes, bud, tendency there.
Man, and 2 guys in Batherson and Cousins who just needed it. Like Cousins less so. Batherson needed to get hot, and that's big. That's big.
Yeah.
All right.
Now let's see if Allmark can make the next save.
Yeah, like I mean, it's almost just like it's so early in the game that the next save might not even matter that much. But I get what you're saying. Like he's going to be tested.
Momentum's sake, right?
He's going to have some momentum tests in this game, 1,000%. Like he'll be tested like he was on that flurry there. This team is so good. Like Draisaitl on that shift where he scored was remarkable.
Yeah, this team buzzes. So the Ottawa Senators need to keep up with them. Oh, nice move, Shabby.
That's loose. Oh.
Yeah, if I'm the Sens, Jack, I'm chucking everything towards the net. I think Ross talked about it today. Connor Ingram has been struggling recently, and the Edmonton Oilers have been frustrated with how their games have been going. So just get things towards the net, cause chaos, keep going high glove like that, and it seems like that can be a recipe for success.
And keep shooting, like just keep firing it. The way they're putting pucks in the net lately, even in Toronto, like just everything felt like it was not getting lucky, but they weren't getting robbed like they were against Detroit or in other games this season.
Yep, definitely.
Boy, I love when games start hot like this because I just lose a lot of trains of thought. Because I've had a couple. The Detroit game was slow, not a lot of offense. Big hit by Greg.
There we go.
And then the one right before the break. Oh, here we go.
Oh!
He's fighting him for that? Okay, do you think like Podkolden's got to get an instigator here? No.
Yeah, we'll see.
If they're consistent with everything, like that was a clean hit.
Greg's in a tough spot here, though. He took a couple pops right off the bat, and he's got bad position. So he's just hanging on.
Not a huge mismatch, though, for a fight.
Yeah, Noodles is saying Ottawa's going to get the power play here.
Good. Yeah, they should. Good for Greg, man. God, Ridley Gregg's the best.
Yeah, Ridley's just like, what am I supposed to do there?
I mean, he just grabbed him, didn't he?
Yeah. And then gave him 3 good pops right off the bat.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I was in the middle of saying like just so much happening already, and I almost don't need a script here, Pillsy. Like, we were just off and running. Looked like he gave an instigator there. I hope.
Yep.
Great hit.
Yeah, that was a good hit.
He grabs him.
Yeah.
Didn't let him get his gloves off. Yeah.
No, and that's the right call because look, I get that when your guy gets knocked down with a big hit, you want to be a good teammate and you want to step up and you want to have their back. Nothing wrong with that. But we can't have a game in the NHL where good, clean, hard hits have to be followed by a fight every single time. Like sometimes you just got to be like, damn, he caught me in a good spot, or I was not ready for that hit from that player. And you just tip your cap and you move on. Like it can't be every time there's a hit, there's a staged fight. So I think it's good that they threw the instigator there because like Ridley, I don't even think was expecting a fight. He's like, that was just a good hit. Like it wasn't dirty or it's not like that was McDavid or someone.
No, it was Ekholm, so he's important. Like, don't get me wrong,
definitely but a big player. Yes,
I think it's got to be reserved. You know, when Cousins stepped in against Detroit when Brady was down.
Yeah,
I think it has to be reserved. Like if you see a hit happen and then you know your guy is hurt, no matter what happened in the hit, you go fight. Like Brady's was his own stick that hurt him. It was a little bit of a cheeky play in that game, I remember. But Cousins just reacted blindly because he's like, my captain's on the ice. That was just kind of a hit, and Ekholm fell, didn't see him coming. He was fine. I don't think that warranted a fight. And I'm imagining that the Senators will get another power play to that because they should.
Yeah, no, they are. They are.
Good. Yeah. I mean, that's another chance here to kind of just stack the lead. Great response. Power play. I've talked a lot about the power play not coming through in the clutch. It did in Toronto on that bad challenge by the Leafs. Craig Berube thought he was a genius and ruined their perfect challenge record. And then here we go. Here's Timmy. Multiple 10-plus game point streaks, single season.
What a legend. Yeah.
I was looking today and I just noticed he could join the history books. He just did.
Yeah.
Right up there with Spencer.
That's a good pull right there. And then remember the hot streak Timmy was on last season too.
Oh,
like he can get it going.
So he's got 13. This one's active at 10 now, and that'll keep going into Calgary on Thursday. And his career high was last season of 14. So he has a chance to break it. He'll at least have a chance to go to 11, but we'll cross that bridge next game, Pillsy. I like that he got that out of the way right away. I love that.
Yeah, it's good. Now we can just move on and keep stacking those points.
Nice entry there from Stützle as well.
Oh, oopsie.
That looked like he got tripped, but
that was a weird one.
Yeah, I think unfortunately with Timmy, I don't know if he's going to be getting the benefit of the doubt on a lot of those from here on out in his career, but that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, all good. No worse for wear. He's bringing the puck in like he does.
McDavid out there penalty killing.
Interesting.
And nerve-wracking a little bit. Don't mess around with the puck too much.
Seriously.
And here he is.
Oh boy.
Yeah, get back. And Bouchard, what are they doing? Oh no. Oh, okay.
Hold it.
Good save. Good save. Okay. That was a purposeful drop. He did that on purpose.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, no, that was the right play. I just thought after what happened last time, maybe just hold it, be sure. But no, that was the right play.
McDavid on the PK is such a like what's the word? Not wild card, but just something you can play like once in a while. Yeah. And just kind of like scare the opposition. If you see McDavid out there, you kind of back off a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah, you certainly play a lot less aggressive, especially with like D to D passes. Like you're not messing around with that.
Yeah, secret weapon. I should put it like that.
Yeah,
secret weapon on the PK. Here's Giroux coming in. The two defenseman approach on PP2 has been nice, and I like the Halliday still out there.
Yep, same.
Zetterlund would be the next guy I'd like to get going after Batherson has gotten his looks. Zetterlund needs something.
Agreed. Yeah, he's got to get going. I mean, he did have one assist last game, but like this guy's got to be shooting and scoring a lot more than he is.
Yeah, where do you kind of sit with him? Like I know that the way the lines have shaken out, I mean, he doesn't totally have the opportunity. I know the fourth line's okay, but the minutes they're getting are not good enough to sustain some pressure. I actually thought he played well against Toronto.
Yeah.
A lot of those goals he didn't get a point on, but he was involved in. He had some hits on the forecheck before Shabbat's goal, I think. And I think the skill is there. I'm not out on Zetterlund. I'm just kind of I'd like to see him kind of force the issue a little bit with the coaching staff because they're a good team that's rolling and he just has been lost in the shuffle.
And I agree with you, but they gave him the chances. Like, how long was he playing on that top line with Timmy? Like, he had big opportunities. And then even after that, he played on the second line for a little bit. And it's just now that top six is cemented with 6 players, 2 lines that are working really well together. At best, I think you look at moving him on that third line and maybe moving Cousins off it, but that third line's been decent too. Like, I think this is just a scenario where you didn't earn your spot, and this is where you're going to be now. Like, at the very best, he can hope to push for more time on the second power play unit, but unfortunately, I think that's where he's going to be. And like, when David Braun comes back, are you going to have 2 guys making $4 million on your fourth line? Like, oh,
it's tough. I've actually been of the mind. I'm trying to piece together a little article here for the Hockey News the next couple of days about Pinto, because look, his role is so defined in that third line, like you mentioned. Him and Amadio have been together like glue. I don't think they've played with any other combo than those two. They've been consistent basically the entire time Green's been here. I like it at home. I like that shutdown role. They have a lot of home games against big teams coming up down the stretch that I think they need that line. But on the road, when you don't control the matchup, I'd like to see a guy like Zetterlund with Pinto. Like, why not try and get a spark offensively with those guys? Because Pinto has like 3 goals in 25 games. He has nothing offensively. He's been great defensively. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think you want to get a little bit more, squeeze a little bit more offense out of Shane Pinto, who's going to be your 3rd highest paid forward starting next season. He's going to be making more than Dylan Cousins. You need more offense out of Pinto. And I think Zetterlund is better for that than Amadio is. And I like Amadio, don't get me wrong, but I'd like to see him get some shots with Pinto maybe.
Maybe for ozone draws, you mix it in. I think maybe that's a way you could do that. But I just think Travis Green's going to be so stingy. Like, he's not going to want to break that line up.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to advocate for them to break up the line necessarily, but just on the road, they're not going to be able to use them as the shutdown. Like, you're over the boards when McDavid's over every time.
That's fair.
And they're on in the middle of a 5-game road trip right now. I didn't really catch it in Toronto because they were just all over them. Like, what a game that was. That was so fun.
So good. I love beating up on Toronto like that.
I said in the open of the show, like, that should have been worth 3 points. They should have got 3 points in the standings for that game. They just absolutely outclassed them the whole time.
Yeah, tack on an extra and relegate the Leafs to the AHL or something.
Yeah. And here's Amadio on cue. Imagine Michael Amadio scores tonight. That would be. Oh, he drew a penalty again. Wow.
Using that speed that we have come to know from Michael Amadio.
I'm nervous, Pilsy. I don't like all these penalties early. I don't like it. They got to score on this one because they're coming. They're coming back.
They're 1 for 2. What do you mean?
Well, just no. Don't like. I like that they're getting power plays. Oilers are getting some. They're coming later for sure if they turn it on. Okay. Because in the think of the first period against the Leafs, they had 16 shots. I don't think any of those were a power play. Maybe 1. Like, they were all at even strength.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
This just makes me nervous, and that's just me being scared and cynical. But it's McDavid. He scares me.
And this is interesting because it's like Darnell Nurse is playing on the 3rd pair, so I wonder if he's in the doghouse with Knobloch. So that certainly won't help him.
I think he's been in the doghouse with the fan base for a while with that contract and some things in Edmonton that are going on that I think. I mean, they're in a weird spot. They really are. Like, obviously all in with McDavid and Draisaitl, but
nice pass, Brady.
Kachuk's passing's been so good.
Yeah. Beat him. Nice.
Yeah, here we go. Nice keeping. I like this spot for Timmy. He's getting down low more. I like that.
Yep.
I gotta hit the net there. Come on.
It's weird to see Tkachuk take one-timers like that.
I know.
Like, him on the flank is so strange.
And he's their best goal scorer. But it is weird to see him in those 1T. Like, it's not his spot necessarily, but he's got a sneaky release. Yeah, I think the power play looked good on that second opportunity too, and finding ways to get some looks.
Yep. All right, let's get that second unit out here.
Yeah, a second unit goal would be nice.
Yeah.
They've chipped in a lot. They've found ways this season to get production out of this unit too. Shabbat's been moving really well lately, I noticed.
Yeah, his skating is back to form for sure.
A lot better. I think the break was good for him.
Yep.
Nice keep. There he goes.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, darn.
But you see what I'm saying? Like if they don't convert, like it's kind of running out of time here. Like I'm nervous. Like just keep it 5-on-5 if they can.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or not. Here we go. Get a shot off.
Yep. Good shot.
Yeah, it's a good save. All right, back to even strength.
Hey, I'd rather go this way than the other way, though, Jack. I'd rather be the one with extra power plays and not get all of them.
Weird reaction from me. I'll put my hand up there. Like I didn't want to be like, oh no, not another power play, but just I think with the way game management works, like they got to stay on their game and be disciplined. And discipline's been an issue for this team with the bad penalty kill. So
yeah,
I'm worried about that because the refs are gonna be looking here for.
Yeah, you can't help it. It's human that they're gonna feel it being tilted.
Roslovic again. Olmark has been active out of the net tonight.
Yeah, I don't love it.
No, me either. But here comes Amadio. Zach Hyman.
He's my lookout player tonight. He's so sneaky. Like if you forget about him, he'll make you pay.
Just parks himself right in front. Bouchard at the top. Doesn't get through. I'd consider, I know Edmonton maybe population-wise isn't the biggest market, but just with all the attention, like I mentioned, they've had the last few years. Oh, is Hyman not feeling well?
I think he got hit with a puck there.
Yeah. With McDavid being there, like I consider it a big market, a big media market. So I think a win here kind of feels similar to winning in Toronto in a way.
Yeah.
Just getting eyeballs in Canada on your team a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like they're, and I don't know, maybe this is way off, but I feel like as far as hockey goes, they're kind of the Toronto of the West. Like Calgary and Vancouver don't really get that media attention. Vancouver does, but in a totally different way. Edmonton is the kind of the darling of the West.
I'd say that both Vancouver and Edmonton have some Toronto in them, but they also have some Montreal in them. I think the fan bases are really good, which all Canadian fan bases are. It's kind of nuts to think about it any other way, but I'm with you. I like that, and especially with their success. So right now Vancouver is not good, so when they go to Vancouver on Monday for next week, it won't feel as significant if they win that game than it will for this one.
Yeah, this is definitely the biggest game apart from the Leafs game, but as far as like being actually out west, this is the big one here because like Calgary, who knows what that team's going to look like? They might already have traded a couple more guys or have guys sitting out the night before the deadline. Vancouver, again, maybe they make a couple moves and that roster's depleted. Now Seattle, that's a tough matchup. That's a team with good depth. They play a structured game, but that's more of a measuring tape game where they're kind of at the same level as the Ottawa Senators as far as in the standings go in the mix for a playoff spot there. I think they might actually be in a spot right now.
The Kraken?
Yeah. So they're third in the Pacific, but I mean, same amount of 1 point more than the Sens. So
I hate the Pacific. Actually, speak of the devil here, Pills. I'm going to check the Bruins and Penguins score. Very important tonight.
I saw the Penguins were up 1-0. I think Carl got it.
The Bruins won in regulation. All right. That's okay. They're going to win games. They're going to win more games down the stretch. It's just about chipping away. Must point tonight. You can't go. I was saying this too. You can't take a step back. They were 5 points out starting tonight. I think steps backward at this point in the season are like kryptonite. They can't have that happen. They need 2 points tonight. And not that they are going on their phones and checking the scores in the intermission, right? Like, oh, boys, we really got to get a point here tonight now. Like, I think the mentality stays the same, but just to feel good about yourselves tomorrow, it'd be better to stay right where they are than to have taken a step back in any way.
Definitely, yeah. And especially when you're on the road, I feel like you need to build momentum and like, especially when you look around East versus West battles, the West has been an absolute disappointment. So you don't want to be that team in the East that isn't picking up those points up against the Western teams.
Well, Pillsy, even just Atlantic versus Metro, I think the Metro is so soft. I don't think it's good at all. I really don't. I think that you get to play any mix of the Devils, the Rangers, the Islanders, the Penguins, the Capitals, the Blue Jackets 4 times a year instead of
Yeah.
playing the Panthers and the Lightning. Like, it's not even close in comparison, those two divisions. So I think when they're fighting with those teams, like everyone talking about the Sens needing to climb 3 teams to meet Boston even right now, they're all Metro teams, and I'm not worried about them. And to be quite honest, like I'm not. I know that they might have more points in the Sens at the end of the day, but I'm not. I don't know. That could just be a Sens brain thing.
No, I'm with you. Certainly, I see the Atlantic teams as more of a threat and more of important teams to beat in the standings. Just the way things are, like those Metro teams are going to trade spots with each other in their top 3 division spots. And I think the wild card for me is going to be 2 Atlantic teams.
I mean, it's a result. It's been all Florida teams, mind you, but it's a result of the Atlantic coming out of the East in, I think, 6 consecutive seasons now.
Yeah.
Right. It's been Tampa, Florida.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Yeah, but we'll that's a big picture standings talk. Maybe we'll do that in the intermission. But under 5 to go here. Things have settled down a little bit since those flurry of goals.
Let's see Edmonton's response here.
You know what's coming. Here comes Nugent Hopkins.
Yeah, they're going to push. And this is the top line. Nuge, Hyman, and McDavid.
Yeah. And there's Pinto. And look, I don't want to get it to it. Oh, he just gave it away. I was going to wax poetic about Shane Pinto. He's had a nice block there. This line going to work is something, I think.
It's scary. Time. And then you got their top pair out there too. So nice play there.
There a little bit. Yeah, that was Zub in front, I think.
I think it was Pinto, actually.
This whole unit works so well together too, all 5 of them.
Yeah.
All right, good save.
Nice.
There you go. That's what you need. I don't know where that one ended up. I don't want to make a big stink and say they're using Shane Pinto not like wrong. I don't think they are. I think you need. Oh, it was Pinto. Good eye. Yeah, I thought that was Zub. Like his defensive play is great. His defensive play is very, very elite, Shane Pinto, and I don't want them to stop using him there. I just wouldn't hate some more offensive situations if they can, because he's a great goal scorer too, right? When in the right spots, like even on the second power play, not using him.
Yeah, no, I agree. I wouldn't like. I like the idea of Spence and Chabot on the second power play unit because I feel like both of them deserve that, but I would much rather give Pinto that opportunity and take one of those guys out.
Now, when Dylan Cousins is clipping at a point per game pace over 15 games, you can afford to have Pinto in those situations because you've got 2 centermen who can score the lights out in Stützle and Cousins. Like they're a good team, man. Like I'm coming to terms with all these problems they have, and it's good problems to have.
Yeah.
Got 3 minutes left here. Now his Draisaitl going to work.
Oh, you can't be doing that.
I was distracted. Was it Draisaitl again?
I think the Sens scored on themselves.
Oh, no. I was looking.
Oh, no. Not my locked-on player, Nick Jensen.
Oh. Shout out the live watch party. I wasn't even watching. What happened here?
It was a bang-bang play. Oh, Batherson shoots it off Nick Jensen's.
When it hits 2 guys. Oh, you know what? That's more on Batherson than Jensen. What a comical goal against.
Oh, guys.
That's a tough one. All right.
Oh, come on. Don't do TSN producer. That's so unfair to Jensen. The guy's been in the doghouse and been a whipping boy all year. Batherson shoots it off his shin pad and you zoom in on him after.
That's not fair to Jensen.
That's not fair. We don't often defend him like this, but that one, they're doing our guy dirty there.
I mean, I guess though, when you score a goal off your foot, you get the goal. So technically, that is on Jensen. Like, are they going to say Drake Batherson has 2 goals this period?
Yeah, I mean, kinda.
That's a tough one to give up, but let's see their response here. You said a wacky game. It's 2-2 here in the first. I consider that wacky already.
And I said take the over. The over with our friends over at FanDuel is set at 6.5. We're at 4 in the first period here, so it's looking likely.
Yeah, not much Linus can do there either. I mean,
I don't like that. Yeah.
The thing with this Oilers team, like you can play that shutdown against McDavid at even strength, but Draisaitl's then getting Jensen, and he's scored. He's got both goals.
Yeah.
Or he's in on both goals. I don't think he touched it last there, but
No, I think he did. I think they credited him with that one.
it was him or Roslovic, I think. But the way the Sens are going to win this game at 5-on-5 is here against. Here we go, 2-on-1. Timmy.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you're not passing that to Nick Cousins if you're Timmy. So I like that he shot that.
But how? Yeah, Timmy shooting. I like that though.
Yep.
No matter who's on the wing there.
Oh, I hate that. That's how the Oilers tied this up.
So yeah, 2 goals for Leon Draisaitl early in this one. Just such a machine. Good stick by Zub on McDavid there. I wouldn't say like it's been a bad period or a good period. I think it's just back and forth, I think, is the way.
But that's what I was saying on today's episode, Jack, is the Oilers are used to this run and gun type game.
Yeah.
The Ottawa Senators are not. They're used to low event, low scoring games.
And I think a nice thing to see from Ottawa would be if they're able to play in these games and like win them, right? Like if they can find a way to win a game like this, how much confidence would you have in this group? Because the way they've been able to win close scoring or low scoring games, like I don't think they've let in more than 2 goals. I'm trying to think of the last time. It's been
a while. Yeah.
You got to go search far to find it.
The Hurricanes on February 3rd for 4-3 loss. But other than that, it's all low scoring. Like then you got to go back to Nashville, the 5-3 loss.
Yeah, like
that's really... I guess the Hurricanes again. Actually, damn those Hurricanes.
And both of those were kind of Draisaitl just.
Oh man, first period Hattie, that would be crazy.
Yeah, he's humming here. Been on their heels, I think, the last few shifts. That's for sure.
Yep, definitely.
And those power plays, man, didn't capitalize on the last 2, and I think that's unfortunately the story. Like it gets momentum for the Oilers, back-to-back kills like that. Another play by Omar.
No, don't do that.
And then Shabbat gives it away.
Yeah.
Oh, lucky.
I mean, I guess with little time on the clock in the period, but still, I don't like that.
At even strength, I don't think there's any reason to do that.
Yeah.
Especially on the road.
And when you're a team that's good at the faceoffs.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll just take a breath. All right. 2-2. 2-2.
2-2.
They're tied. We'll take that.
And let's be honest, both of those goals are just crap luck by the Sens defensively. So, like, overall, I think obviously the result being 2-2 isn't great, but the overall play based on how these two teams usually match up, you can't be too upset with it.
Yeah, like they didn't get play carried against them. I'd say probably a 5-on-5 they did, but 3 power plays in one period is going to probably lopside the 5-on-5 play to the other team. Just their top guys get out there more often. And I think for the most part, they did okay. They probably sat back a little bit more than they'd like to at the end there. But the finish was good. I mean, they buried 2 great chances. That could have easily been a period, Pilsy, where they're down 2-0, not capitalizing on those opportunities. So we'll take that period. I'll be honest. We'll take that. Nick says he's worried here, but I'm holding out some hope that they can kind of just grind through this one. Like you said, it's gonna be wacky. So, yeah,
I won't say I'm worried. How about I'll word it as cautious. Like I'm not sitting here being like, oh, heck yeah, we're dominating. I feel good about this, but I'm not like, oh man, they're gonna lose this. Just like, okay, let's see how things go here, because I know Linus Ullmark isn't everyone's favorite goalie right now, but you gotta think he can outduel a Connor Ingram. And if the Ottawa Senators stay disciplined, don't allow the Oilers on the power play, like McDavid's done next to nothing so far. Like to stifle McDavid like that. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that. I saw that look on your face, Jack. That's fair.
Oh man, I'm just like this guy.
Draisaitl with 2 goals already, almost had the hat trick. But like, again, those goals were not skill plays by him or the Oilers. They were just lapses defensively, which you got to clean up. But for the most part, I'm okay with how this is going.
So I think it was clear that, McDavid was quiet, but it's because they had that top unit out there when they could against them, that one last shift there. But the problem, like I said, is you're leaving another world-class player without that top shutdown unit. So I guess I'd like to see them on the road just not be as married to that, man. Get Sanderson and Zub out there on shifts that's not with Amadio and Pinto and Cousins, and just see if you can mix it up and kind of line it up with one or the other against the top pair or the top line kind of thing. I think that would be my goal for the second and third period here on the road, if I'm Travis Green, is just kind of try and mix it up a little bit more at 5-on-5 and not be so, straight arrow. It's got to be this matchup. But you're right. I mean, it worked against McDavid in that top line. And that's usually, if you're talking to me and saying we didn't really notice McDavid in that first period, I'd say the Sens played a good one. But then the other guy, like I said, gets on the board twice. Ullmark, what did you think overall of his play? I personally actually thought he looked okay. He looked a bit more active, made some nice saves, saw more action than he's used to. And albeit it wasn't a lot, but he saw more action. That's a tough first goal against, though. And I know that he played great in that sequence, and I was so ready to stand up and be like, come on, Ullmark. That's the sequence we need. And then it just squeaks through, and then it ends up in the back of the net.
It just, oh man, the statue pose for him just drives me nuts, because I mean, I was a house league goalie, so I can't really talk, but anytime it's the same for any level of hockey. If you're staying still, you have to have the awareness that if you have that puck, what's happening? The defensemen are closing in on you to protect you, and guys are maybe going for a poke or just gliding by. If you're standing statue and there's movement around you, you better start scrambling and try to figure out why everyone else is scrambling. You can't just sit there, and too often he's doing that. And I know maybe some goalies will say, well, the last thing you want to do is have it in your equipment and overreact and put it in your own net. Sure. But at that point, at least you can hope that you're going to have a chance. If you're just sitting there, you have no chance. You're just allowing everyone else to dictate how that play is going to go. So it's been too often that we've seen him do that. And if he makes that save and holds it, that's a great save. And we're talking about big momentum and a confidence booster, and the Sens stay in the lead here. And then it's just such crap luck that after a bad play like that, he's probably in his own head being like, oh man, I screwed that up. And then to have your own guy shoot it off a shin pad in front of you when it's just two Sens players out front and it get past you, that can't be great for the mentals either. And for a guy like Linus Ullmark, who sometimes can be very hard on himself confidence-wise, that's probably not the best situation to come into in the first period.
I get the freezing. I do. I'm with you though, just because it's not his game. If he was an athletic goalie, I get it more. But I know what he's trying to do. He feels the puck. He knows he's got it. And if you freeze, you might get a whistle. It's literally seconds. If that goes on any longer, unless the ref is seeing the puck trickle down him, an extra second, they get a whistle there. That's how that works. I get that. But you're right. He's not an athletic goalie with his movement. So when he does that and then he's wrong, he can't recover quick enough. And it's also not like it trickled in after he did that and then trickled into the net. We've seen that this season too. It wasn't that. It trickled off of him. The Oilers made a pass through the crease and then Draisaitl gets it. He had time to recover as well. Let's not say that, the play was dead, but he's not the quickest goalie. And I think that's to his detriment when he doesn't quite have the puck. And that's the thing. It's just tough when he makes saves like that. And they're going to show it right here. Because this cross crease one was,
that's a good save.
Yeah, he's got to recover there quicker.
Yeah,
and I didn't realize how aggressive the move out to his right was. I mean, this one I'm not really that can't. And his pad was actually there, but it's the puck tracking. It's the puck tracking and just the
that second goal I'm not putting on Ullmark at all because it's so hard when the puck's behind the net. It's tough to be able to track a bang deflection play like that. That's I mean,
it's on Batherson.
I guess it's on Batherson.
Throwing it away and not looking where he's shooting it. He shoots it right off his own guy and in. It's definitely on Batherson. It has to be.
Yeah.
It's definitely a guy who's not used to being on the left post as a right winger, panicking because he's got the puck in front of the net.
Yeah.
easily. But I don't like, because this team gives up so few like goals and chances and stuff, that every time now it happens, it feels like it's so amplified when goals against happen. Like I know I don't want to say it, but they're kind of due for a game where they let in a bunch of goals, like a barn burner in a way. Like more than 4-3. Like I'm talking like a 6-5 final, and that might be tonight. And they just got to find a way to get the next shift through and get over the next shift. Because like you said, this is the hardest game in the road trip. And I think it's good. Like a tie game, and just go into the second period and brand new game. See how it goes from there.
Yeah, clean slate. I think the only line I haven't really noticed was that fourth line, but I guess when you end up getting 3 penalty or power plays like that,
Yeah.
you're not going to get those guys over the boards that often. Travis Green is doing his absolute best to get Pinto out anytime McDavid's out there. So it'll be interesting to see how he's able to roll the lines now, and maybe he plays them a little bit more because those top power play unit guys have been getting more time. I don't know, but I think overall the management of this game has been good. I think that they've been doing a good job clogging up that neutral zone. Like we said, was a big key for them. Like TSN mentioned, Noodles was saying that was kind of his key to game for the Ottawa Senators. So disciplined and clogging up the neutral zone. Bad goals happening, but so far the game plan is probably, as far as the process goes, what the Sens drew up.
Yeah, it'll just be cool to see. So something to follow. Face-off dot, they got cleaned out that period. It's five face-off wins to 11 for the Oilers. So they got uncharacteristically dominated in the face-off dot. So we'll see if that kind of flips back in their favor. Just looking at some other stats here in the first period, according to NHL.com. They had 4 giveaways, which is something to clean up, maybe only 1 takeaway. They have got out hit, maybe a result of being on the power play. And then just ice time. Like I think it's pretty even across the board. Like even Zetterlund had about 4 minutes, which is not that high, I guess. But compared to, 5 minutes for Michael Amadio, I think the power plays helped him out there. No one really, Ridley Gregg with the fight is the only one who's under 4 minutes as a forward. So pretty evenly spread.
Yeah, okay, that's good. And important to note, too, the Oilers are a good face-off team as well. They're actually right below the Sens in face-off win percentage. Sens sitting at 54.8, Oilers at 52.8. So, I know I mentioned, hey, Allmark, hold on to that puck. The Sens are a good face-off team, but you can't think you're going to dominate the Oilers in the face-off dot because clearly that's not the way it's going.
On defense, only 3 minutes and 12 seconds for Tyler Clevin. He was -1 with Spence in that period, and they were.
I didn't notice Clevin at all.
Yeah, so Spence getting those power play minutes. He played 5:06. He has a lot more ice time, and then they probably can't rotate him in as fast as they'd like to, and they get Zub and Sanderson out there. Sanderson played 9:32 in that period. That's probably, you know what? I got the answer right here for you, Pilsy, why we didn't see Tyler Clevin. 9:32 for Jake Sanderson, 7:09 for Thomas Chabot in that period. And there's not much ice time left for Tyler Clevin to get there.
Yeah, because Travis Green is making sure Clevin and Spence are not out there when either McDavid or Draisaitl is.
As much as they can. And that's the thing. Like, I don't think that they would. It's hard. They don't play against top guys. They don't have that experience, and they're not used to it. But they're a good pairing. They're good defensively. It's not like you need to hide them necessarily. And that's kind of where I'm getting at with this Pinto thing is like Tim Stützle's okay defensively. It's not his thing. You don't want him to be in defensive situations all the time, but he can hang, and I think that's kind of the morale here is that this whole team is good defensively, that I think you need to start to spread it out a little bit more. And I think even in this game, a game like this, like I'd like to use Pinto offensively if they can. Get him in some situations on the fly. Like just get him out there, not exclusively against 97, because that's a tall task, man. I know he's done it against other top guys at home, but on the road, it means double shifts. It means quick shifts, long shifts. It's a lot. That matchup game's a lot.
And even just like trying to play if they're going for like man-on-man coverage, like if Green's like, hey, you just shadow McDavid. Oh my God, you might as well bag skate the guy. Like the amount of skating and trying to keep up and your mind being like, okay, where's McDavid? Oh man, he's already 4 steps ahead of me. I got to catch up now. Like that, like you said, that is a tall task for a young centerman.
Just the scoring for the Sens there on that period. Actually, Stützle, Batherson, and Giroux were on for both goals against. Something to watch maybe. Both, all 3 are -2. But Timmy had an assist. Kachuk had an assist on Batherson's goal. And Nick Cousins and Thomas Chabot got the helpers on Dylan Cousins opening the scoring. Again, Tim Stutzla, I want to just touch on him quickly here in the intermission. We got a pre-recorded insider trading segment anyway, so we're okay here, Pilsy, to talk about whatever hits our brain. 10-game point streak for Timmy. Joins the Sens history. Ties Marian Hossa for 8th all-time in points in Sens history. And maybe more remarkable, as remarkable, whatever you think. I don't know where you stand, but also becomes the third center ever to get a double-digit point streak twice in one season, joining Alfie and Spezza. That's all-time franchise stuff there from the German.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And it makes me so happy to see this era of Sens players, the Brady Kachucks, the Tim Stutzels, the Jake Sandersons, the Drake Bathersons even, start to climb up and knock some of those old names where you're like, this guy's still hanging around in top 10 in franchise records. Like, we gotta switch things up here. So for Timmy to match Marian Hossa, which is ironic because obviously both wearing number 18, similar type of skill. I don't know necessarily similar type game. No, I think similar is fair. Maybe not exactly prototypes, but they got that high-end skill. And Timmy's going to keep climbing here. Like it's going to be fun to see where he ends up.
We got a little out-of-town scoreboard here, and I think I'll just run through it right now just to confirm I'm not denying here for the kind user to comment all those, because it reminds me this time of year, Pilsy, is it's scoreboard watching time. I know we've been doing it all season,
time.
but it's big time now. So yeah, the Sabres beat the Golden Knights in regulation. Bruins beat the Penguins in regulation. Devils beat the Panthers, which I don't know if they were dead already, but they keep losing. And like I don't know if they throw in the towel here at the deadline. I don't know what that looks like, but they're probably not going to be buyers, the Panthers. They shouldn't be.
No, they can't be buyers after how aggressive they went. And you got to think, obviously, that's a good team. But man, those guys got a lot of miles on their legs and be playing without their number one center and captain and the heartbeat, the pulse of that team in Barkov. And then you look at Bob, a guy in his late 30s that's been to 3 consecutive Stanley Cup finals. They got to just be gassed. They're like, I don't think anyone would blame them if they just ran out of things here.
100%. Maybe a bit of a sad end to the dynasty, I'd say, because they were tracking for dynasty. I think they already kind of are one.
I put them in dynasty category.
They went President's Trophy, then they trade for Kachuk and go finals, loss, cup. Like that to me is a 4-year run there of like pretty sustained dominance. But anyway, Columbus won against a lot of 3-2 games in regulation, which is good. We'll take no overtime maybe. Columbus won, which is tough, but Washington lost in regulation. So maybe thinning out the herd a little bit, but Ottawa's got to get 2 points here to just kind of keep pace with Columbus and Boston at least.
Big time, yeah. And the Flyers, I know they're ahead of the Sens right now, but I'm not particularly worried about them. They got a minus 11 goal differential, and they just don't seem like a strong team. They certainly are not going to be buyers at the deadline. So yeah, and unfortunately, I'm worried Montreal and Detroit just aren't going to fall off here, and same with Buffalo. So it sucks, Jack, but I'm looking at just that last wild card spot as the real opportunity for the Sens.
I think once teams get to like 85 points, when they start hitting that threshold, I will officially like give up,
They're close here. 76 for Buffalo, Detroit, and Montreal at 75.
So we're talking a couple weeks here. We're talking a couple more wins for each team, but I've already had in my mind, I think the Sabres are on a warpath. They're going to make the playoffs. I thought their little 10-game winning streak they went on might have been it, and then they get snuffed out, but they just went like 16-2 or something like that.
Same.
Which is kind of what the Sens have to do. And like they can do it. That's the thing. Like they've got the ability to, and that's I think what is sort of starting to happen. Like they're 9-3-3, and I'm not a math guy, last 15 games. That's pretty good. I think they just need to, in the opportunity, you can point out all those 6 losses. They probably had a chance to win 5 or 4 of those in those 15 games. Like this has been a really good stretch of hockey overall. And I expect the same. I expect to go back in that room and just kind of lock back in and have a good period here in the second.
Yeah. And the Edmonton Oilers, they made their push back. The Ottawa Senators, they had the ice tilted for them. The Oilers stopped taking penalties and they pressed back. And that's a scary team when they press, especially when you got two of the elite players in Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, even Evan Bouchard. We were talking about it today. That guy is sneaky good too. He would lead the Sens in points more than Tim Stützle.
Wow.
Like, it's great. And
Wow.
obviously you can point to, well, how many of those are just dishing it up to Draisaitl and McDavid on the power play? Probably a good handful of them, but still, it's you gotta respect what Bouchard's doing as well.
He's up there, I think, for defenseman. He should have went on Canada, like one of those guys that they needed to move the puck, but we will not live in the past. I put out a little Bedard and Schaefer tweet the other day, and I got reminded by a lot of Americans to stop living in the past. So I will stop living in the past. They can say they got through to me there. Pilsy, I'll leave you with this question. If the Ottawa Senators lose tonight and they don't get any points and they are 7 points out, what do you want them to do at the deadline? Age-old question. Is 7 points beyond the threshold for you?
No, it's not. With the way this team is playing, I think regardless of what happens tonight, regardless of what happens in Calgary, Steve Stamkos has to look at this and be like, I don't have a first-round pick. I got to trust that these guys know the pressure and understand the situation and are going to continue to play a good game. So I'm not selling off pieces unless it's leading to acquiring pieces to buy more. At least that's my opinion.
I'm with you too. I just think that the way they've played has warranted at least to not sell, like at the very least. Like, you can't go and sell Claude Giroux for like a first-round pick.
No.
I mean, maybe a first, but we'll cross that bridge. All right, Pilsy, we'll get going here on the second period. Late game. I don't know if you're sticking around for postcast, obviously, always after every game, so everyone can check you out on the postcast. And thanks for joining again, man, for the first period.
No problem, Jack. Love doing it. Let's see how crazy this game gets.
Let's see. You called it was going to be a wild one, and 2-2 in the first period definitely is that. That's been Brandon Pillar, co-host Locked On Senators podcast. And like we mentioned, you can catch him on the postcast after tonight's game. It'll be a late one, a little midnight oil postcast here for a West Coast game for the Ottawa Senators. Second period's underway. We got a chance in front there quickly by Kachuk. I'm at the 19-minute mark already. Here's Cousins in the slot. That was a nice save. Shots are 10-8, 10-9 now for the Oilers. And folks, like, I mean, just all over the place in that period. So much happening. Penalties, fights, goals, just all the things which we needed, because I missed the game on Saturday for the stream, and it's been a couple boring ones before that. So love having more stuff to talk about than to not. So no complaints here, just mentioning. And yeah, big period here. Just gotta keep pace. Like I said, like, I think they're playing okay. They just can't get run out of the building here. And I think that they're a good enough team to, well, McDavid almost got free there, but good enough team to play in a bit of a run and gun game. I think anyway, but we'll see. Lots of hockey left. But I do like what Pilsy said. I mean, overall, the way that they've played has warranted not selling. And it matters more about who their pieces are, right? Like, if their pieces were significant roster players that would give you a haul and like would really hurt to lose for nothing, then I think you could make the argument. But losing Jensen, Perron, and Giroux, like guys on the latter half of their career, almost all over 35, I think. Jensen might be 34. Not guys that are going to kill you if you lose next season. So, and I love Claude Giroux, all over him staying next season if he wants to, but just that's kind of where I sit. If it was Roslovic, just missed the net. If the pieces were more significant, then it would be more of a discussion, but that's not the situation they find themselves in. So, but let's see here. Here's Halliday with a look. Ingram makes a save. Stephen Halliday, nice little cut there. Eller in front. Ooh, another nice save. Zetterlund, he wired that one just wide. Lars Eller again. Good little shift here from the fourth line. Oh, and they lost it. Eller lost it behind the net. I know he's dealt with some injuries here this season, Lars Eller. And look, this is a good shift here, so I might eat my words, but if they could find a way to upgrade fourth line center and keep Halliday in the mix, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate that. I've been a little bit underwhelmed by Lars Eller this season. I think the injury has not helped, but that's my like sneaky option to buy. I wouldn't get like a Michael McCarron, but just someone who can play and you can trust in defensively and also maybe chip in offensively. I think that's who I'd be looking for. Like, I know they let him walk, but like an Adam Gaudette. If they could get an Adam Gaudette at the deadline for the fourth line center role, I'd love that. Guy who can kill penalties too. Nice play by Brady there on Bouchard. Because the PK has been a problem. Good stick by Greg there in the O-zone. Good forecheck by the Sens. Here's Timmy. Wheeling and dealing. Oh, what a pass by Tim Stützle. What a pass by Timmy. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Come on, man. What a player. Drake Batherson scores again. What a pass. Is this guy serious? Oh my God, man. This kid is so special. 3-2 Sens. They take the lead again. The vision from Tim Stützle to find Batherson there. What a pass. Unbelievable. Don't let Drake get hot. Don't let Drake Batherson get hot. That's 4 goals in the last 2 games for Drizzy right before the trade deadline. Look how that works. Good for Batherson. Oilers might be challenging this. Oh, nope, they're not. Coaches were talking. What a pass by Timmy. What a pass. Wow. Did a great job on the forecheck there. The whole team just forcing turnovers, and Timmy pounces on it. All right. Can they hold a lead for a little bit here? Oilers have answered quick on every goal. I want to see that pass again, man. The one to Cousins, I think, on Saturday was just so good, like right across all the traffic in front. Eller in the slot. Halliday banging away. It's still loose. They score! Michael Amadio! The Ottawa Senators just don't stop, man. Come on. Let's go. Dog on a bone, these guys. Michael Amadio on the board. Don't let Michael Amadio get hot. Look at Eller fighting in front there. 4 Oilers all over him. And he finds that puck. Nick Jensen with an assist. The Ottawa Senators, man. Woo! All over it. Oh, let's go. Oh, they're taking a look at the net. Woo! All right. Quick start in the second period. That's a great response to their own goal. They're fixing something in Ingram's net. Too many pucks have gone behind them there, probably. That's probably what they're fixing. Net's taking a beating. All these goals, man, are just a result of just dog on a bone forecheck. They forced a lot of turnover. That work by Eller in front, and I know I was just calling him out earlier. I was just calling him out like they could get a better fourth line center, but that work in front there was great. 2 goals in 41 seconds. Here's Shabbat now. Oh, he gave it away. Here's Savoy. Fanned on it. See, this is what I'm talking about. They got Pinto out there with Shabbat and Jensen. That's good. I want them to do more of that on the road because they should split up these elite defensive guys if they can against the Oilers to get someone out there against Draisaitl and someone out against McDavid if they can. They're doing that right now. Like, it can't be the perfect matchup game on the road, and especially just against a team like Edmonton. And then another turnover there by Brady. Tough play. Here's Draisaitl. Jensen stands him up. Nice play. Bouchard at the point. He's stopped by Ullmark. Oilers pushing a bit here as McDavid hops out. Chabot can't get it out. Bouchard keeps it in. Good. This is good pressure by Edmonton. Long shift now. Long shift. And just started with a bad turnover by Tkachuk in the neutral zone. Let's see how they collapse here. McDavid down to Ekholm in front. Ullmark's got it, I think. Nope, still loose apparently. Long shift. Nugent Hopkins. Oilers are pressing. Bouchard up top. Ekholm, they're just ripping it around right now. Looking for lanes. Sens are not collapsing though. And they force a turnover. Chabot gets it down. It's an icing, but hey. Survived. I wonder if they call time here. It's 2:07 for Jensen, 2:01 for Chabot. Pinto, minute 58. Tkachuk, 1:22. Long shift. Long shift. And a mix of a line change here. Gotta be smart. I don't think icings are bad. Icings aren't that bad, but see if they can dig deep here. That was a big push by the Oilers. And Brady kind of fights there. Chabot's got it on his stick. Jensen doesn't get control. They get it out to center. All right, good work. Got to get a change here, though. Good work. Well done by that unit. Well done. You get some fresh legs out there now. The best thing about that is like the Oilers wasted their top two lines too. Or not wasted, but they tried to use them, you know, in those short shifts, and the Sens survived. Here comes Giroux into the offensive zone. Timmy looks, nice bounce. Batherson to Giroux in the slot. You just missed. Timmy up high to Clevin. Over to Spence. Good pressure now by the Sens. Clevin down to Batherson. Great puck movement here. Kind of doing what the Oilers were doing, just right back to him. Giroux missed a pass. If Clevin could have seen Zetterlund there, he had some space. But he's in on the forecheck. Good shift by this fourth line again. Got it down low. I just want to remember that moment there in the second, depending on how this game goes, that extended shift that they survived. Don't forget that shift. Sanderson stepped up and missed Nugent Hopkins there. And here come the Sens. They got 4. Nick Cousins goes deep. Mario, dog on a bone. Jensen's got some room. Missed way wide. It's amazing how quickly they're back out there after such a long shift, eh? Puck came out. All right. Get a little second to breathe here, maybe. Commercial break. Quick goals by the Sens. We got a 4-2 hockey game, folks. I'm just going to send the link here to Ross. And I think he's going to hop in with me for this late night, little midnight oil live watch party. Folks, if you're new to the channel, just like and subscribe, please. We really appreciate it. Goes a long way to helping us. Takes 2 seconds as well. And when I watch YouTube, I like to give a thumbs up to videos so it knows what to show me. You know, I know it knows the algorithm knows for me. So just hit like and subscribe. Just let us know. Leave a comment. Comment along in the stream, especially when I'm in here on my own. Do my best to check them in the intermissions and the commercial breaks, especially. This is a good way to put it here, Eric. I like that too. If you like pizza, just like and subscribe. Easy way to put that. No one dislikes pizza, right? They're capitalizing on their chances. We've seen games like this too. Like they have exploded offensively a number of times this season, and I think that we need to. Oh, are they booing Brady every time he touches the puck? Am I missing that? Thanks, Steve. Hope your cats are enjoying it as well, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate the love. Thank you. Most career points in Senators history, man. Tim Stutzla. And he's 8 behind Radek Bonk now. Gamer. Just loves to win. He's so good. 4-2 lead here. Oilers won't go away. This is not a team that you can rest on ever with their skill. So this is going to have to be a full 60 from the Sens here. And it's a team like the Sens have done that. They are a team that can put together a 60-minute effort. I do wonder if they sit back at all or if they kind of keep pushing because they do look a little bit more passive than they were to start the period maybe, but curious if they get going again offensively. Nick Cousins gets going on the forecheck now. Nice work. Mario up to Pinto. So here's that line getting some offensive zone there and against Draisaitl, but they're out in a bit more of an offensive situation with Chabot and Jensen out there. Not exactly the shutdown role that we're used to seeing them in. I like that. So they're splitting that 5 unit up, that they're not trying to glue them together, and I like that a lot. And you make Draisaitl defend there. That's perfect. Great shift by that line. Now who gets to go out against the top guys? It's Timmy. Timmy out against McDavid. Okay, let's see how this goes. I'm curious. Currently in the Oilers zone, which is a good start when you're playing Connor McDavid. Sanderson up top, over to Zub. He's got a lot of space. Shoots it. Bad rebound by Ingram. And the Sens are all over it. Get it deep. Like, even if the Oilers come here on offense, this line, like that's a no. Oh, and McDavid's on a breakaway. Just misses. Holy. It's just like that for him. It's just like that. I don't know if Ullmark got a piece of that or not, but and now Dylan Cousins has some space. He comes in. Glove save by Ingram. Like McDavid just finds a way to get behind the defense. How does he do that? Ullmark did get a piece with his glove. That might have stopped a goal. That's a good save by Ullmark on that breakaway. That's a good save. Got a little piece of it with his glove. Good save by Linus. That's 2 breakaways given up by the Sens, and I think he got a piece of that first one too. So there we go. Big stop by Ullmark. A lot of focus is going to be on him here. All right. We got Ross joining me now. Let's go for a little intermission or commercial break chat. Ross, how's it going, man?
Oh, man, I was really nervous going into that second period. Every time 97 hops over the boards, the heart rate goes up a little bit. Maybe a little lucky on that one. It went over the net on that break, but
Omar got a piece.
Did he? Okay, good.
Yeah, slight
Good.
piece.
We like that. Shout out to the refs for at least being fair both ways, because it was a long whistle for the goal, right? Allmark kind of had it and it dropped down. A lot of refs would have blown that play dead on the fourth goal. A lot of refs would have blown that dead, but it was sitting there.
And it came at the right time, right after I was saying maybe a sneaky thing the Sens could do is add a fourth-line center to replace Lars Eller, because I've been a little underwhelmed by him this season, and he battles in front of the net to make that goal happen for Amadio.
Yeah, for sure. And also Nick Jensen jumping up and making a play there.
Yeah,
I know some people were on him in the first, but like, what's he supposed to do? Batherson literally shot the puck off of him.
Buddy, Batherson's got a hat trick as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, no doubt. What do you have time-wise?
I got 8:07. Puck just dropped.
Nice. Me too. We're right on
cool.
cue. I'm at 8 minutes.
Okay. So you're like a couple seconds, but that's not a big deal. So we'll
before behind.
I think you're just a bit before. So if you pause it for like a second.
I don't know how. I'm airplaying it from my phone to my.
Okay, don't worry about it. We're all good. We're all good. It won't be like Julian in that first Canada game. No. He was like a minute and a half ahead of us. There's a good save by Linus, but we got our first
PK coming up.
First PK for the Sens, and look, this is where the game's gonna be won or lost. Like let's call a spade a spade. But you are dealing with your Ross, like the Oilers, man. Like they can't keep the puck out of their net. They got 4 goals already against. Like you're playing a fragile team. Was it Zetterlund? If it's a hooking on Zetterlund, that is just not helping the cause. And there's a glare from Travis Green.
Yeah, not happy about it.
He's checking the replay before we are. Oh no, it's Clevin. Okay.
What?
Where?
It's a soft call.
You knew that was happening. Something was going to happen. Like I said it to Pilsy when the Sens got their first penalty or third penalty power play, I should say. I was like, oh no, man! Like they're coming for the Oilers. Like 3 in 1 period.
Yeah.
And here we go. This huge test for this penalty kill.
Yep. Good start.
Yeah. Here we go. Send him.
No. That's actually good play. Ridley's friggin' looking so confident.
A lot stronger on the puck than
crazy what it can do for you when you get put in the top 6. You just change that color jersey at practice, and all of a sudden you're feeling like one of the big boys.
Oh yeah.
Here he goes.
Oh wow.
Interesting. Hey, we'll take an ozone draw on a PK.
He was waiting for contact there from Bouchard, but he let him go.
And it never came. He just let him go right to the net. By the way, we've been harping a lot on Allmark's rebound control. Ingram's has been awful.
Oh yeah. It's been
maybe he shouldn't be catching the wrong way. Maybe that's the problem.
Does he catch with his right?
Yeah, he's no.
I don't think he does. No. His
Cousins
ripped it. Yeah, no. I mean, it's bad if you think he is and he doesn't, because that's just
he should be wearing 2 blockers out there.
But yeah, man, like you're dealing with a team here fighting demons with letting in goals like this. Like this is a team, they can't stop the bleeding, and I think they've.
But I kind of appreciate what Gord Miller was saying. It's just like the goalies are getting a lot of flack, and like I said, like the rebound control hasn't been great. I hate watch. I liked it a lot better when we were rooting for the team that had 97 on it.
Yeah, this is incredible what he does out there, and it's.
I mean,
you just gotta hope.
18 hasn't been. What a block! Attaboy, Zuby.
Nice.
And a clear too. Is that Timmy diving? That was a good battle. Great.
How about Timmy's pass to Batherson? Oh my God!
How is? And we'll talk about this more like concisely on the postcast and tomorrow. How the hell is 24-year-old Tim Stützle 8th all time in scoring for the Sens?
Pilsy mentioned he's like, it's nice seeing like current Senators start to climb up that list, because there's guys on there that you're like, how are you still top 10 in franchise scoring? No disrespect to some of them on there, but it's about time. And
dude, look at Allmark. He's looking everywhere.
That hit the post, I think.
This guy terrifies me.
Yeah, he makes games entertaining here, and it's an entertainment business.
Craig Anderson made games entertaining too, but it was because he was doing old school one pad kick toe saves.
Unorthodox. He was a little Marty Brodeur.
Yeah. Great kill. Chat.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge kill.
Chat's loving the kill.
That's a huge penalty kill. That was no good chances really for that top unit. Yeah, lots to like. I mean, the way they started this period was elite, excellent start.
Yeah, first 7 shots, right?
Yeah, I mean,
and 2 goals.
They just overwhelmed teams on the forecheck.
I didn't see Brady there. I thought that was going for a nice.
Brady's usually hanging out up there. He's
Brady's not afraid of the far blue.
No.
Stick rebound, attaboy 3-5.
Yeah, that's
at least it's like not end of a shift. Those are the worst rebounds to give up. You know it when you're playing, hey? Like you want to get off and the goalie just lets it go. You're like, come on.
Really glad you mentioned that because that shift where Shabbat and Jensen were out there for 2+ minutes.
Yeah.
I want to remember that if this game goes in their favor because huge moment.
Dude, another nice interception by Brady here on McDavid.
And that doesn't go down. That's a great clear. I don't think they can do 20 more minutes of this though.
This is the fastest. That's a good diving block by Giroux to keep it away from 97. We're treating him like Voldemort, eh? We just don't call him by name.
Yeah. Voldemort, that's funny.
97.
But I don't think Sanderson's having a strong night so far. He's let up a couple breakaways.
Zuby's looking good.
A rare off night here for 85. Did you notice he had a little...
Uh-oh. How did that stay out?
Did I hit the post?
I don't know. It somehow stayed out though. Dude, Bouchard just refuses to go at guys, eh? He
doesn't play defense. I can see the dialogue on him in this game alone. Like,
no
way he's got energy.
Good save. Good save.
This has been a little end-to-end, 2 end-to-end for my liking. Let's get back on the forecheck.
Before I lost my train of thought there, this is definitely the fastest pace, most trading chances game the Sens have played in a long time.
For sure. And Pilsy called it right when the game started. He said this is going to be a wacky one, and it was 2-2 in the first and 4-2 in the second. Like I'd consider that wacky so far.
But you knew Draisaitl was going to get his cookies. Always does against Ottawa. So
just didn't think it was going to happen that way.
Yeah, exactly.
That second one. I mean, Batherson literally has 3 goals tonight. He has 5 goals in his last 2 games.
Get that out. No, you need a better stick. Good save. Way to bail him out.
That's a good. Get up, though. Get up.
Dude, he is.
It's that first save is nice, and he's got to just. I mean, he's back. He's back.
Oh! I thought that was gonna sneak under him.
Hey,
he caught it.
Man, you know what? I think Ullmark looks better than he has lately. Like, I think
no. He's settling in.
You're making some saves here, and like he.
Not to be captain obvious, but they got to keep this 2 at the break.
Yeah, and that's a nice save. That's a really nice save.
Yeah, and I like how he pops up. That was actually good.
He pops up, and also he's in the corner, so he's not like in a dangerous scoring opportunity anyway. So, yeah. I mean, we talking about Timmy, that pass he made to Batherson there, like it's unbelievable, man.
That's not even my favorite play he made tonight. How about him going between the legs and and keep that player alive, and then saucering it over to keep that was
great call.
Ridiculous.
He's just sick, and he's now I keep mentioning it, but I'm happy he did it because I found it today. 3rd Senator of all time to have 2 double-digit point streaks in one season. And it's one of those stats where it's not like, again, I'm going to get someone from the 90s to catch a stray here, but it's not like it's, even Alexei Yashin, like it's not one of those records where he's like, fastest player to score X amount of goals in a Sens jersey. It's legends. It's
overall. It's not.
It's him with Alfie and Spezza in a very impressive offensive statistic. Like it doesn't get better than that for me for Tim Stutzla.
Here we go. Our guy Sens Buzz is all over it. So with Timmy's production tonight, he's passed Marian Hossa for 8th all time in Sens history in points, passed Radek Bonk for 7th all time in assists, and tied Yashin with his 5th power play for 5th in power play assists.
Wow. 5th in power play assists is interesting. I wonder what he's going to hit first. Probably power play. But just the German, man. He's so good. And how about it for German hockey tonight? I mean, so far, Draisaitl 2 goals,
I know,
2 assists.
Watch what we say because they got a second German that nobody knows about.
Szymanski?
Yeah, Szymanski.
He was on that team. I think he was Timmy's line mate, wasn't he? Or was he Draisaitl?
It's Draisaitl's. Yeah, Timmy was with Peterka and Reichel.
Look at that Selke work by Stutzla and McDavid, though. Look at that.
Yep. And
maybe
he
could have
hit the post. That's just great stick on stick.
Ullmark got his toe on it.
All right.
A little bit, I think.
That one was a great track.
Yeah, through Nugent Hopkins. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Linus. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
I'm
Obviously,
going to
that first
disagree
one-
with MJ here. Out of town scoreboard, very unfavorable. All I saw was a Capitals regulation loss, a Panthers regulation loss against a Western Conference team.
Yep.
No,
we gotta thin out the herd a little bit, Ross.
That's
And
what
like
I'm saying. Like,
I was saying to Pilsy, like just don't take a step back. Like get 2 points tonight. You're right back where you were this morning, right? Like you're not in a bad spot if you win tonight.
and
It's
with
just-
a tough, and like this is one of their tougher games. So
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
where the Oilers are in the standings, but like for Ottawa, this is tough.
this third period, you send a message to Steve Staios. I think is what the team.
This is also a really good point by Eric in the chat. A lot of these draft picks getting moved earlier, 2028. Like I'd love to trade some 2028 draft capital.
Sure.
That's
Would you trade it first?
Future me problem.
Would you do it first?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I again though, especially with Batherson clicking like this, man. Like, good work.
This
Sandy.
guy's a problem. Attaboy, Sandy. Way to angle.
There it is. There it is.
Way to angle him off.
That was that
Do you
forced
think
him
he
to the outside
whispers
there, too.
silver in his ear as he goes by?
We shouldn't be excited about that. We should be sad.
I know, but
I don't think Sanders.
Sometimes you laugh so you don't cry.
I wonder if Brady's throwing any bridesmaid chirps around like his
No,
brother was.
he
I
needs
hope.
to
I
stop.
hope not. I really
Playoffs.
hope not, because that would be just.
I think
Oh, no,
we've
Tim.
already kind of established that Matthew's the bad influence on him.
I think so too. Did you see their clip on their podcast? I think that dropped today, like him talking about the Panthers still trying to sneak in. Like I think they're cooked.
It's gonna be hilarious when that pod drops tomorrow and they just lost again.
Like I mean, he was saying the right things. He's like, no one probably wants to play the Panthers.
Dude,
in the
look at
first
Timmy
round,
Fly.
but- Oh my god. He tried his play. I don't know.
Do you think he's getting a little jump remembering that this is where he lit it up at the World Juniors?
Yeah, I said that. Like he always gets up with these Oilers games. That Canadian division year, man, he was so good against them. I mean,
I
a
know.
lot of them were garbage time goals, granted, but
Yeah. And he was 19.
how sick is it that the Oilers are still in a playoff spot?
Yeah, it makes me really upset.
A win tonight would make the Sens third in the Pacific and 3 back of Vegas for first.
Should we try to like petition to get these guys reestablished in the Pacific?
Yeah, 1 versus 16. Best
Oi,
on best.
Oi.
Yikes. You know what? Not a great.
Get out of the period.
Yeah,
get
get out
out
of here. That's a
of
good
the
save.
period.
Get that puck.
Attaboy, Cuzzy. Oh, let's get a shot. Get a shot. No, who cares?
I'll be honest, not a good end of the period. Like that last 10 minutes was all Edmonton,
Hey,
but it's 4-2.
zip
4-2
all
Sens.
period. Nothing against.
When's the last time the Sens were outshot through 2 periods? If the chat can let us know, that'd be cool. I can't remember.
It's been a long time. Vegas just acquired Cole Smith for 3rd in 2028.
What, dude? The 28 picks. That's 3 in a row now that have been traded.
Cole Smith was on the same Nodak team with Pinto and all those guys.
Okay. Was it? Is it just the pick? Like 1 pick?
Yeah, just a 3rd.
Buyer's
Kind of
market,
like
man.
kind of bush league by Nashville. Honestly, like it almost feels like a Pierre Dorion Sens move. Cole Smith dressed for tonight's game, had a 3-second shift, and then sat on the bench for the rest of the game, and then got traded after the game.
Doesn't seem right, but hey, he's going to a
My
better
guess
team.
is they already made the McCarron trade, so they're probably like we need to dress 12 forwards, but like you should probably have an extra guy up.
Yeah. Interesting. Ross, I know you guys have talked about it a lot. It's deadline week, though. We got to talk deadline. What are you thinking
for
here?
sure.
What are you feeling?
It's interesting because I'm like, make a trade, make the team better, send a message, but at the same time, it has to be a good trade. Like you don't just make a trade for the sake of doing it. It's got
I
to
don't
be.
want Michael McCarron for a 2nd-round pick.
No, me neither. Although the big thing, and it makes sense when you think about it for Minnesota, their D zone faceoffs this year are apparently dead last in the league. And he's a 56% guy in the D zone, 6'6", 230. Like
Their metrics are actually not great in Minnesota. Like they're not like, I think they got worse with Quinn Hughes somehow. Maybe that's the effect of having the puck all the time. Maybe I don't know how that works, but interesting. Yeah, depth move. However, what was the other trade? It was Connor Murphy. I mean, the Oilers got him. We're not seeing him tonight, but 2nd-round pick for Connor Murphy feels like a good trade. for the Oilers anyway, and they need him. You can tell. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like with the Sens, I'd rather it would be cool if they could make a Cousins type of move, a move that just like puts their roster in a better spot objectively than it was before, and whatever that is, who knows? But none of us had Josh Norris for Dylan Cousins on our bingo card at this time last year. Norris scored in their last game in Chicago. Do you remember that one? It was a Timmy overtime winner, but I think Norris had a goal in that game.
Yep.
That was his last one.
Dude, he was on our show a week before he got dealt.
Kiss of death. Luckily, it wasn't.
No.
Timmy
came on too. So,
yeah, those are good interviews. And yeah, obviously, it's a trade that worked out for both teams. But if you can find like what's a team that is kind of struggling to knock on the door like the Sabres were last season, that might be a good trade partner with some guys. Like you look at, I know St. Louis has been around, but Robert Thomas seems to be the hot commodity on the market. I don't know if the Sens are going to be in on him, and I don't think they should be. But I'm just trying to think of some other guys that might fit the bill that are kind of under the radar. I don't really know who it might be, Ross. Like a guy who could be part of the core.
yeah, I know.
Age-wise. Like I'm looking at the Rangers. I'm looking at like an Alexis Lafreniere or like a Braden Schneider. Like guys like that could fit. And then the more you think about it, you're like, yeah, that's actually a perfect fit.
Yeah, it's Lafreniere's contract. It's way too much. They gave it to him literally at the peak, like after he had his first good year.
But doesn't it sound like Dylan Cousins? A little
Yeah.
bit? Like
Yeah,
Cousins had a
bit.
30-goal season a couple of years ago, and we're seeing that right now. The guy can't miss right now.
What do you think about what we threw out on the pod? I see the chat's bringing it up. Dylan DeMello.
See, I like moves like that. Don't get me wrong. I do like a stopgap defenseman. I'm thinking more up front. Like who's a guy who can really fill out that top six and make this a top six that you can see for the next 2, 3, 4 seasons.
And what, you're trading Zetterlund and a pick?
I'm trading whatever the Rangers would like that isn't anyone who's a big piece of this team. So yes, like if they want a Fabian Zetterlund, sure, I would be surprised if they do.
Well, Bruce was saying the names that Staios has told other teams are available are Jorian Donovan, Tyler Boucher, and Matt Sogard.
But what's that getting you? Like, is that going to get you that?
No.
I don't know.
No, it's a tertiary piece to a trade.
Yeah,
it's probably like someone else, a pick, and them.
Could you see the Rangers just falling in love with a guy like Boucher though? For some reason,
apparently that was who Ottawa was worried about. Wanted him at 16th overall that year. Was that Drury or was that Jeff Gorton stuff? No, it was Drury. I think it was Drury's first draft. I might be mistaken on that, but I think it was. I don't know. Actually, I could be wrong. Just like another winger. I need another winger who can be an impact and you can kind of build a line around like they do with Kachuk and they do with that's really it, right? Not to go back to defenseman, but the thing with DeMello is like DeMello is a lot like Nick Jensen when Jensen's playing well. Yeah, I'd say Jensen, I think, has a bit more foot speed when he's at his best. Yeah. Interesting that Bruce, I caught his article today just mentioning like that Jensen might not want to, or no, sorry, it was Dean Brown. He was on an Edmonton radio show today. Shout out Dean Brown, voice of the Sens. Just talking about Jensen and kind of speculate like maybe Jensen doesn't want to stay here, like less of a Sens not wanting him to be here next season and more just maybe Jensen wants to go with his family being in Minnesota still. They're not going to re-sign him either way. No, but I think when you think about it in the context of if Jensen doesn't totally want to stay, like I'm not, again, I might be misquoting. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Jensen is unhappy here. And he's actually, I'm looking at this Timmy pass. He's doing a good job buzzing around the ozone. Yeah, he's been a very low maintenance player for them for the most part. You know my feelings on what their defense situation is. So I'd love a DeMello because DeMello's not going to be here longer than 3 seasons, probably in a big role. And I think that's a perfect timeline here for a guy like Carter Yakimchuk to slide in. But you wonder what their plan is. I think if they're going to go for a Cousins type trade, it's up front and not on the back end. That's my prediction. But again, Dylan Cousins came out of absolutely nowhere last year. Yeah. But I also wonder like if they feel like they're in a position where they can take on a bit of a project. Like Lafreniere would be more of a project than Cousins, I think. Maybe. Yeah, I think so. But Ross, the potential, like I know he's 24 years old, 25. He's a first overall pick. Like I'd actually be surprised if the Rangers try and trade him. Who's the last first overall pick to play for Ottawa? Probably just Chris Phillips. Like I don't think they've had any. Daigle was Phillips after Daigle? Yeah, for sure. No. Last one to play on the ice. Yeah, last one to play.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, definitely. And you know why? It's because they don't come available very often. Like he was a nasty player, and that was a stacked draft. Like if they can find a way to kind of tap into anything, like even his 60-point prowess that he had, like that's value, man. Because they don't have a lot on the wings. They're deep up the middle, but on the wings, like I'd go pretty deep here for Lafreniere if he's available. That's my guy.
Other than Nail Yakupov, who's obviously like the only like true bust of a first overall pick in the last forever, basically since DiPietro, and even him, he would qualify for this. First overall picks often play their whole career with one team.
They do. I mean, they're at
the
very
last
least...
one to be traded was 2010 first overall pick Taylor Hall. And then he won the MVP the year after he got traded.
Yeah, I mean, think about a guy like that. Like Taylor Hall was probably traded at a low value from the Oilers for like Adam Larson or something like that. I don't know if the Rangers, if they're thinking of retooling, like do they get interested in a guy like a Halliday? Like I'd move a Halliday for a guy like Lafreniere. That's what I'm saying. Like a guy who could fit in your top six.
Right.
I think at this point, Ross, I've spent so much time talking about what they're doing and what I want them to do and what they shouldn't do and should do, where they are in the standings. I'd be a little disappointed if they stand pat. I'm going to be honest. I want to see something.
For sure. I think the players would as well.
I think you're right. Especially with how, like, to a man, every skater has improved for the most part this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of hockey left in this game. And
there is, man. Like a nerve-wracking amount of time. At least they got that kill because you knew that Ottawa was going to get a penalty.
For sure. At least one. And we'll see. I'm going to pull up the stats here actually through two and just kind of run through them. They got dominated in the dot in the first period.
Oh, did they?
Funny enough, yeah. They were 38%. And that, if I can get my mouse to work here, continued. Yeah. They were down 36% in the dot for the Sens in this game so far. Kind of crazy. But the Oilers' giveaways in that period just skyrocketed. 14 giveaways for Edmonton already.
It looked that way.
It's nuts. Olmark had a good period. Obviously. Nick Jensen +2. Don't look.
So that means he's been on the ice for 3 goals because he was on for 1 against, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's look at the forwards ice time here.
Because the fourth was a power play.
Boy, like, do we start talking about Shane Pinto as a first-line center with his ice time here? Like, and I'm not complaining. He's out there more than Timmy every night.
I know, but he needs to get the power. He needs to get the my lights are outrageous. Anyways, I was going to go to the basement and throw it on the big screen, but they're up 4-2, and I don't like changing things when
superstitious guy
when the boys are winning.
Yeah. I'll be I was talking about the GCP in a couple weeks, Ross, and just thinking about that home opener.
Lots of DMs, lots of people in the comments saying they're going to be there. One person said, look for the guy with the Binghamton Senators jersey on. So we got some old school legends out there.
I'm looking forward to it.
Actually, that's a great point, Adam.
I'm looking forward to it because I think getting there at 10 a.m. is going to be different.
I know I'm a big Manx for brunch guy, but maybe we go even before. Is that, dude? The dimmers don't even work. You know what? I'm not superstitious about light. Why don't we just turn those bad boys off?
I try and not be too superstitious, but they started to win when I started wearing my hats forwards on here, so that hasn't changed.
That's right. This is electric content. Me dealing with the goddamn lights in this place.
Steve, appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thanks for the love.
Oh, thanks, Steve. We can get some dimmers with that.
Get a little ring light for the basement, Ross. That's what you need.
Oh, look at that, hey? Hey,
that's
Jack,
good.
we
Yeah.
We got like the more incandescent word of the day. Is that it?
Incandescent. I don't know if I know. English major over here. I don't know what that means, to be honest.
Emitting light as a result of being heated. Like, how do I know that? Like, I shouldn't know that.
That's strange. Yeah, strange fact.
It's just dumb. I wish I could remember when my wife asked me to do something to actually do it instead of what incandescent means.
You want to talk about?
It means bad lights.
You want to talk boyfriend or husband of the year right now? My girlfriend just got home from work and guess who didn't finish making dinner in time before this game? Me. That's why She's
Sloppy.
buzzing in the kitchen right now.
I was
Just sloppy.
hard boiling eggs. Husband of the year getting lunch ready for Rach for work tomorrow.
Nice.
So yeah, when you
that was my goal.
When the fourth goal went in, I was sitting over the sink peeling a hard boiled egg.
Wow, that is husband of the year.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying it.
I
was gonna say except my wife, but just a funny guy.
A win tonight, man, would put them
5 points back, right where they were this morning.
Right back where they were. Look at Columbus. Columbus might be the team to watch.
But look at what, dude, Ottawa, obviously before like this game's underway, but as of right now, Ottawa's got 4 games in hand on Washington.
Yeah, they'd be 1 point back with a win. I wonder if guys
I'm a big sort by points percentage guy.
Yeah, I'm with you there. You have to at this time of year.
Yeah.
See, but even with the Metro, like Columbus could jump into that top 3, and maybe then we look at the Islanders and the Penguins, and maybe this win by Boston against the Penguins ends up being what we needed.
Yeah, we're just glad it wasn't overtime. We were talking earlier today. The East has 20 more points than the West right now. That's
insane.
Ridiculous.
And it's probably changed. It's probably gotten worse today. We'll do it again.
Yeah, it was two versus one, at least in head-to-head games.
We're both hockey fanatics. We follow the league every single year. I cannot remember a season where it's been this much of a difference conference to conference. Like it's remarkable.
Yeah.
That one year where every team in the East had 100 points, I think we're going to do that again this year. I think 100 is going to be the cutoff. I do.
It's a long way to get to 100 right now, fella.
I wonder what's their pace. What do they need to? They had 97 last year. They were closer than it felt like.
True.
By the end, but they won those 2 games that didn't matter at the end of the year. They clinched with 93 with a loss.
Yeah. Look, there's no easy games, but you think that we might get some roster management scratches for the game against Calgary.
Hopefully. I mean, and maybe they just send them right over to Ottawa and our team just takes them. That'd be kind of cool. A couple guys I like on the Flames. Little Blake Coleman. Does that interest you? I don't know. 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be right here. Maybe some trades will break during the game too. Those will be kind of fun to go over. So the only one that happened during this game is the Vegas one. That's it's been pretty minor trades, I'd say, so far. Nothing big. Even teams like if one of Buffalo, Montreal, and Detroit do something big, then I feel like the other 3 or the other 2 have to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because they're all right there. That'll be fun to follow that matchup and that kind of, I guess, back and forth. As they're all probably going to make the playoffs at those 3. Like Pillsy said, he doesn't believe that Detroit or Buffalo are going to fall out.
Oh, I'm still on Detroit for sure.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm still on it. All right, we got the third period on deck. I'm going to prep the postcast up.
All right, man.
Be ready to rock. All right,
Sounds
brother.
Good. All right.
Go.
As Ross Levitan, we've had both halves of the Locked On Senators podcast in this stream. I don't know a record when that happens, but I feel like it's pretty good. That was Ross Levitan, co-host Locked On Senators podcast. Love when the boys jump on. Really good. Getting some reaction to every goal. Just what we're seeing here. And again, yeah, keep the chat going here in the third period. Jim, appreciate you, man. Awesome. Let's talk here. Can Staios admit Zetterlund isn't working? Green refusing to play him. Will Staios just trade him, even if it's just for a pick? Yeah, I don't know. That seems a little uncharacteristic. That would seem a little uncharacteristic about this front office to me if they gave up in one season, like I think if we're talking about a guy who's getting healthy scratched, is just clearly not looking like he's trying out there, I think that would be more of a discussion. It just hasn't fit with current combinations. But like I mentioned, there's other guys they can try him with that I don't think they have yet because of their setup. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want this to sound like I think Zetterlund's untouchable or something like that. If the right deal came along, then absolutely I'd move him. Not married to him. They shouldn't be. But I just think like just maybe it's next season that Zetterlund finds some room here. Maybe it's, that they're going to have a lot more open slots here this summer on the wing than they did coming into this season. Like Giroux is up, Perron is up. Those are two guys in the top 9 typically that they have room there on the wings. Nick Cousins isn't signed, so like they might have some options. Maybe they just say to Zetterlund, okay, now we're going to give you a chance here, an actual chance with no guys in your way at the first half of the season. And if he doesn't get going, then they make a move next season. I wouldn't do it at this deadline unless it blows your socks off, because I do think that's a guy that they should probably keep just to see, because I don't think he's been bad. I really don't. It's just been the opportunity, and there was times where he's gotten hot and it's been effective, and I still think he's an effective player. Like I said, he's not dogging it out there. It just hasn't clicked offensively for him quite. And I think the system's a bit difficult for offensive players like this to come in and kind of adapt to, but we'll see. Maybe I'm a little bit too easy on Zetterlund. I know the production's just not there, but I'm going eye test because of the minutes he's getting. The production can't be what you judge it on. I'm looking at he's playing hard, getting to the net, creating things. I mentioned to Pilsy in the first period there. I think he's been good around the net, and he was against Toronto. Just didn't show on the score sheet. But he created a couple goals just with some forechecking and causing turnovers. So if he's doing that, I'm happy, and I think that they can certainly upgrade on a guy like that. But I don't hate what I'm seeing. All right, we got third period coming up here. Linus Ullmark, a little highlight montage there in the second. That was a strong period from him. Need more of that in the third. They're going to come. The Oilers are going to push. They love to come back in hockey games. They're very good at it. Let's see here, folks. GSG's in the chat. We got third period on deck. Sens lead 4-2, up by 2 goals heading into the third period. As always, is brought to you by the GCP. Me, Ross, Pilsy, and Martian will all be on the shuttle for Saturday, March 14th against the Anaheim Ducks. Pumped about that one. It's a matinee. We'll be there at 10 a.m., ready to meet all the citizens, and it's the best way to get to games. So head out to the GCP where the vibes are free, right in the heart of the Glebe, 779 Bank Street. And off we go. Puck is down in the third period, and the Sens are playing very conservative right off the bat. Darnell Nurse had all day there. So let's just see. Oilers went on a 9-0 run in shots. To end that period, they're 25-18 coming into the third here. Certainly shaping up to be Linus Ullmark's busiest game in quite some time. Let's see how this third unfolds, obviously, but this Oilers team won't go away. They don't do that. The firepower these guys have is not exactly one that likes to shy away. So it'll be a good test here, I think, for the Sens defensively. Great test. Yeah, Sens have no shots in about 9 minutes of play here. That's a nice block by Pinto. Oh, did he shoot it right out? I think he did. Oh, that's a tough mistake by Shane Pinto. Wow. He had all day on that one, too. That's just an unforced error. I think he was really hurting. Oh, he just shot it right out of play. Okay, back to the penalty kill. That's a bad penalty by your best defensive forward, man. Shot it right out of play. Travis Green knows it. I mean, obviously, that's a tough one. Can the PK bail out Pinto? Get a break there on the draw. Doesn't quite count. I think the top unit for the Oilers didn't have a lot of good looks. It was the second unit who had more of the looks there. And there's a face-off win by Ottawa. Jake Sanderson's got all day. And Zub, that looked offside there. McDavid and Hyman, maybe it was close enough, but Oilers get some pressure. Sanderson gets it down, though. Good way to kill there. They just killed a bunch of time. Draisaitl with some speed on Stützle. Doesn't go to the net, though. McDavid up to Draisaitl. Draisaitl in the slot. Oh, I don't know if Ullmark got that, but that was a nice chance. Here comes the top unit again for the Oilers. Oh, McDavid passes it out of the zone. Giroux just blew a tire in the middle there, and now the Oilers get in easily. Bouchard up top. Draisaitl's got all day. Ullmark made a save in front. Bouchard down to McDavid. Down to Draisaitl. In the slot, McDavid back to Draisaitl. He scores. These guys are unbelievable. And there's Draisaitl's hat trick. I mean, they just played pitch and catch there for 20 seconds. That's crazy. Hat trick for Leon Draisaitl. 4-3. Brutal penalty by Shane Pinto. Just awful. Like, you can't, there's nothing else to say about it. And the Hats rain down. 4-3 game. Like, Clevin just kind of got exposed there. Like that's Tyler Clevin just not exactly active from Linus Ullmark either. Just not really following the play well. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. And these guys are wizards. Like, they do this to every team in the league, so it's hard to sit here and pick on the PK, but that's a bad penalty in the first place and not inspiring. All right, 4-3. Got to answer here. They've been sitting back way too much. Static PK. I didn't really like what I saw from Ullmark on that, to be honest. Just looked tired. Not good. Yeah, and like this, like Draisaitl's unbelievable. Like they're both unbelievable. 3 goals for number 29. Just found some soft space. And like that unit was out there almost the entire 2 minutes. Like it's so hard to defend. Wide open to Draisaitl. Like and you get puck watching when those guys are out there, man. That's what happens too. All right. Cleaning up the Hats, bit of a delay. Is that a natural hat trick when you score your own team's 3 goals? Like, it doesn't have to be 3 straight in the game. I think that's a natural hat trick. Regardless, Draisaitl has all 3 of the Oilers' goals. They are a top-heavy team. Looks like we're getting ready for puck drop here. Sens got to start pushing. They're sitting back, and that's what led to that Pinto penalty. Like, again, inexcusable play from Pinto. Like, he just shot it right out of play. Can't happen. And he knows it. But back we go. Here's Greg cutting to the net. Ridley Gregg. Oh, good try. And here's Tkachuk in the corner now. Cousins is down low. Good start here. Greg, great play by Ridley Gregg. Just pushing in on Darnell Nurse. Clevin. There's Greg. Little trip there on Dylan Cousins, maybe. Nope, nothing. And here's Tyler Clevin. All right. Got some puck possession. Bouchard's got it. Over to Hyman. Like, this team's going to push. We were saying it the whole time. I'm nervous. Like, they're sitting back and not making this a comfortable lead to sit on here. Yeah. Oh, did that go off Nugent Hopkins? Was that not even a hat trick? Did Nugent Hopkins touch that? I think he did. I don't think that's a Draisaitl hat trick. Give them back the hats. Refund the hats. Yeah, that's not Draisaitl's goal. That's I always thought about that. Like, what if it's not a hat trick and you throw all your hats down? Like, what a waste. Got to make them pay. Pinto in the corner now. Good work. Over to Amadio. Shovels it down. He's got it. Throws it back up. Here's Sanderson. Good ozone possession here. Sanderson wings it around to Zub. Good work. Cycling the puck. Lars Eller. Up to Zub. Here's Sanderson. Gets a shot. I don't know how Ingram didn't get that. Tipped out of play, though. That's fine, man. And you know why that's a good shift? That was a pretty normal shift. Nothing really happening. It's because McDavid was defending. Connor McDavid was defending, which is all that matters. Let's just that was a better shift and the only other shift that they've had. Still a 3-point game for Draisaitl. Good point. Good point. Yeah, Oilers have they're playing a good game, like they're pushing, and the Sens are kind of sitting back a little much. Oh, they were right there on the side. Nothing. This is what they're talking about with Ullmark, man. Like he doesn't look like he knows where the puck is every time. He doesn't look like he knows where it is. Good pressure by some depth here for Edmonton. Shabbat's got it now. Timmy's onto it. Oh, and here comes Timmy. He's got a break. Some room. Oh, he hit the post. Sneaky shot from Stützle down the wing. He hit the post there, or crossbar or something. Boy, that would have been a big goal. I mean, that's the guy you want in space there, if it's going to be anyone. Oilers pushing again. Draisaitl's out. Sanderson with an elite takeaway, shocker, and a nice outlet. One of the best defensemen in the world there. Here's Brady Tkachuk. Feathers it down. Oh, Draisaitl had some space there, but didn't connect on the pass. Still 14 minutes left. 4-3 game here. Sens are leading. They're up 4-2. A little power play goal for the Oilers. Made it a 1-goal game early in the third. And here's McDavid. Expect to see a lot of 97 and 29, and probably together down the stretch in this game. Oilers are desperate, man. They're not just sitting comfortable in a playoff spot. They can't lose. They can't lose games. Everyone's talking about the Panthers missing, but the Oilers are in danger as well. Back in their zone now. Batherson in on the forecheck. Good back check on Nugent Hopkins. Makes him dump it in, and the Sens get it back. Great play. Stützle wings it around. This line's been okay tonight, I think. They've been on for a lot against, but also have a couple goals. Nice play by Timmy. Giroux to Clevin in the middle. Blocked. No stick for someone on Edmonton. I think it's Hyman. Good pressure again. Timmy with a shot. Oh, good rebound. Didn't get it, though. And we'll get a change. Tight game. Tight game. Another tight game for the Ottawa Senators in the third period. Edmonton will not stop coming. I mean, in terms of a test, I don't know if they're the best offensive team in the league, but obviously with their firepower, like, can't think of a better situation to test your defensive game here. Eller in the corner, the little fourth line shift here in the offensive zone. That's good. Zetterlund's got it. It's got to be a strong shift here. Got to maintain possession for a while. Eller, good work on the boards, and Zetterlund just missed it. And here they come, the Oilers. Podkolzin gets it down. And Tkachuk's already out there. And he gave it away behind the net. Oh, no. Ekholm blocked by Eller. They get it back. Lucky. That was a bad giveaway by the captain behind the net. Got to be careful. Artem Zub with some space. Sens get it deep. Their neutral zone plays where they're going to be able to kind of stifle the Oilers, like right here, like just turning the puck over, sending it back the other way, but then here comes Draisaitl. Right in the middle, Nurse just missed. In front, here's Roslovic behind the net. Sanderson's on him, makes an unreal play, makes a puck battle. And Cousins comes out with it. He just flips it up. And back in comes Roslovic. A little bit of a sloppy play there. Sanderson's got it now. Up to Pinto. Bouchard's got it now. Nice play by Giroux, I think. Or by Pinto. Might have missed who that was. It was a great play at the line. Zach Hyman comes in. Nice stick by Shabbat. And McDavid's on it now. Cross ice, Nugent Hopkins, blocked by Jensen. Good pressure by the top line for the Oilers now. McDavid. Broken up by Batherson. Great play by Drake Batherson. Great stick up top. McDavid not happy about something. Oh, and a pass just missed Timmy. Or he touched it? He says he touched it. So does Giroux. Adamant that they touched that. Tenth game here, folks. Sens got to pull this through. Nice bounce to get out of the zone. Looks like Zetterlund's getting a shift with Giroux and Stutzla. So I guess Batherson was out there with Pinto and Amadio because he was out there making that nice play. Maybe it was just a long shift for them and they wanted to keep it fresh on this shift, maybe. I think McDavid and Draisaitl have been out there every other shift so far in this third period. And it makes sense when you need goals. You throw those guys out there. I get it. Nice move by Kapanen around Sanderson, and he fanned on it. Oh, that might be a penalty. No call. Zub upended someone, and no call. Sanderson buzzing in now. Back up to Greg, and he misses it. And here comes Brady. Offside, though. Sanderson is laboring a little bit. I don't like that. He looks not well. Noticed him a couple times tonight, not looking his best. That's something to look on or look at. And he also missed optional skate today. Not ideal. Keep an eye on that. Here's Shabbat. Gets it deep, kind of. Keep an eye on Jake Sanderson's health. He's being looked at on the bench. I don't like that at all. Come on, man. Not like this. Be okay. He hasn't looked right all night. I mentioned it with Pilsy early. And he was slow to get up and slow to the bench there. I don't know what happened. There's Nick Cousins now. Got a bit of space. Just throws it in the corner. And Timmy's on it. Look at Stutzla go in the middle for Spence. And that puck goes out. Let's take a look at what happened to Jake Sanderson. Seems like he's staying in. Oh, it got cross-checked right in the ribs. What is that? Bouchard got him right in the ribs. What a soft play. Bouchard of all guys, too? Come on, man. That wasn't even a hit. He just cross-checked him right in the weak spot of the padding. Frustrating. Cross-checker right in the ribs. No call. And it's Bouchard too, man. Like, it's not a hard player. It's not a guy who does that. It's a cheap shot. It's an absolute cheap shot by Bouchard. I feel like the Oilers should not play that game. Like, I know they have played tough. Like, they've played the Oilers pretty tough over the years, but nerve-wracking stuff. I think things have settled down though since the Oilers scored. I think the Sens have been okay. Not great, but yeah, just a cheap shot. Hopefully he's okay. He looked like he stayed on the bench, but oh boy. I kind of thought the Sens were about to pull away, but they really sat back in the second period there. And I think that's kind of the story here so far. And again, like, you got to give the other team credit. The other team's going to have a say at some point, but feel like the Sens did not keep pushing when they had those 2 quick goals in the second. Yeah, Timmy's been unreal tonight. But let's just see. Still a lot of time left on the clock. It's a 1-goal game still. Let's see what happens. Ozone draw here. Timmy loses it to Henrique, I think. Just under 8 minutes left. Here comes Giroux. Nice stick by Timmy in the middle. Caused that turnover. Man, he's good. There's Batherson down low. Out front to Stutzla. You got room. Giroux. Here's Jordan Spence down to Giroux. Good ozone pressure by this line again. That doesn't get through by Spence. And now here comes Edmonton with it. Good back pressure by Batherson. Look at that. Just right back in and forces a dump. The effort on the... Oh, and Timmy turned it over to Draisaitl. And here comes Leon. He's swarmed, though, by the Sens, but he gets it right back. Picks Cleven's pocket. Now here come the Oilers. With some pressure. Bouchard up top. Sifts it down. And Draisaitl just hounding the puck. Bouchard gets it blocked. Nice block. Batherson's been great tonight, man. 2 goals, and I've noticed him all over the ice. Really good stick plays in the D zone, too, which is not something you're used to seeing from Drake Batherson. But I've really liked his play. That'll be no icing. Nice clear, whoever that was. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in this one. Late game. Sens up by 1 on the road in Edmonton. 4-3. Shots are big time in favor of the Oilers. 31-19 right now. Sanderson's back out there. That's good to see. Out there against the top. That's got to be a trip on Cousins right in the corner. Nothing. Maybe the whistles are away. Greg fans on it a little bit. Oh, and Brady tried to spring Cousins, didn't get him. He was back behind the D there. Ullmark didn't handle it. Oh, he just got the rebound out though. Having a tough time holding on to pucks. Here's Bouchard up top. Blocked by Cleven. It's up behind the net. Cousins fights with it, gives it to Batherson, and doesn't get it quite out. Gloves it out though. Here we go. Isn't that in the D zone though? Can't you do that? Why'd they blow that down for a hand pass? Can you not touch it if it's in the D? I thought you could. Yeah, Draisaitl's been unbelievable tonight. Good point there by Jim. I think he's been really noticeable. The whistles have been away here in the third period after that Pinto delay a game penalty, but about 5 minutes to go in the third here. I've seen this movie a lot from the Sens this season. They've given up leads, they've lost games, they've won games in this time. Like these close games have been crazy this season for the Ottawa Senators, but One thing is for certain, I would like them to keep this in regulation. I am very not confident in their 3-on-3 game this season. It's been bad. Let's keep this a 1-goal game in regulation, please. That'd be the goal. Nerve-wracking time. Nerve-wracking time. Two points is very much a must, especially tonight. And I just trust their 5-on-5 game more than the 3-on-3. Take some water for the nerves. And back we go. Back to Edmonton. Late game. It's 11:19 Eastern. Got to reward the fans for staying up and watching this one. Come on. Power through. Find a way. This would be a big, big win for the Ottawa Senators. Can they hold on? Pinto loses the draw here. 5:30 left. They've got Draisaitl and McDavid out there together. They are stacking it up. They get it down, but not any pressure, and the Oilers just get it right back here. Greg doing a good job on Hyman. But this is that top line. You got to worry about them. McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman. This is their loaded up. Bouchard, Ekholm. Like, this is it for the next 5 minutes. Zub with a nice play on Hyman. Greg with a great play too. And they get it out to neutral zone. But here comes Draisaitl with some space. And Zub just slashes him. I don't know if that's a call. It is not. Right on Draisaitl. He was not happy about that one. But nice play by Zub. No call. And they survived that shift. Got to think it's a couple more times over the boards for those guys. Here's Roslovic, though, into Savoy. What a save by Olmark. I don't think he was ready for that shot. I think that surprised him, but it didn't go 5-hole. He was trying. Here's Nurse over to Emberson. Oilers are doing a good job getting into the zone here pretty quickly. It's survival mode for Ottawa. 4 minutes left. Don't like this right now. Nugent Hopkins gets it deep here. Shabbat behind the net with a bit of time here. Nice little pull away speed by Thomas Shabbat. Gets it in deep. Here's Tkachuk. Not much of a forecheck going there for the Sens. That's offside. There we go. Frederick goes offside. That was a nice save by Olmark. Let's see that again. If we can. Oh, they're showing the wraparound. I want to see the breakaway. Wrong replay. Wrong replay they showed there. Another commercial. Yeah, I've been watching the clock like a hawk. I'll be honest. I'm nervous. I get nervous in these third periods, folks. .341 would be 2 huge points if they pull this off. It's these games down the stretch, man. They're going to get more and more nerve-wracking, especially when Boston and Columbus win. Like, you got to have 2 points when you're leading like this in a game like this. Have to have it. They gave up a pretty good chance there too. Savoy was in. That was a great save by Olmark. And this is Olmark's time. It's got to be now. Got to be now. He's been great all night, I think. But he's got to pull through here at the end. What are the comments saying? What are we thinking? Are we nervous here? Are we nervous? Still calling a Shabbat goal, Jim. I don't mind that. That'd be good. He's been flying tonight. Here we go. They're showing Jake Sanderson highlights on McDavid. I like that. He can stay with him. Oh, is this his grandparents that are in Edmonton? Weird time to show this. Come on. We're nervous, man. We're nervous. We don't want to get all happy. Don't want to be all feel good. This is first period content. Here we go. Puck's down and Amadio's got it. He's going to get it deep. Got hit hard by McDavid there. But the puck is down. Bouchard comes up the middle. Just skates it in over to Draisaitl. Here's that big unit again for the Oilers. And Pinto gets it out. And here goes Ridley Gregg. He's got a step. Gregg? Oh, that just missed. Good look for Ridley Gregg there on the rush. They have one shot this period, the Ottawa Senators do. Not ideal. Sitting back. Pinto over to Zub. He's got full control. Doesn't get it out, though. Try to make a pass. Under 3 to go. Here's Draisaitl. He lost it. Great stick by, I think that was Sanderson. Knocks it all the way down. Great stick. Draisaitl comes up again. Bad pass. Batherson flips it up. Giroux gets it kind of deep. There's Timmy on it now. In the ozone. This is good. Just got to kill some time here as much as you can. 2.5 left. Nurse makes a pass. Oilers are probably going to pull the goalie here soon. Bouchard sends one to the net. Stopped by Ullmark. And here's McDavid. Quick shift for McDavid. And loses. Oh, he kept it in. Got to get that puck. Jensen's got it. Flips it out to the middle. 2 minutes left. Here we go. Here's McDavid. Cut into the middle. Over to Hyman. Oh, we just missed. Did Ullmark save that? I don't know if he saw that or not. That was a nice look for Zach Hyman. Oh, no way they called that icing. Did Ullmark get that with the blocker? 1:43 to go. It has been all Oilers. The Sens have just been uninterested in showing any offensive push here in the third. They're sitting back. Did Ullmark save this? No, it hit the post or the side of the net. Hyman pulled a McKinnon. Yeah, right off the side of the net. All right, here we go. Empty net. Oh. Gotta redo the draw, maybe. 1:43 here. Sens are getting cleaned out in the face-offs as well. Huge one for Pinto against Draisaitl. And the Oilers win it. That's a winger win. Ekholm up top over to Bouchard. Back up to Ekholm, down to McDavid. Zub blocks the pass. Draisaitl in front. They score. Zach Hyman. They sat back all period, man. Like this is, can't expect anything else. Tie game. Here we go. They sat back the entire period. That's bad. Different period than we've seen with the lead for these guys. And Hyman's just wide open. Like, wide open in front. This was should have happened 5 minutes ago, to be honest. So maybe it's good that it happens now. Chance to regroup, but set play. Draisaitl's got 4 points. Brutal. Sat back all period. They have one shot this period. One shot on goal. Blew a 2-goal lead. They had the lead, man. Sat back. Literally since they scored the goal, I think. Shots are 35-19. Not a pretty game here. Can they get a point? Can they sneak out a point? at least. I'd take one at this point. Minute 25. Get me to overtime. Pretty upsetting, to be honest. They had that. They were chugging along in this game, and they just decided to sit back. You could see it, man. Like, even the start of the third period, I could see that. Like, the Oilers won the draw, and Nurse had all day on the beginning of the third period. They've been sitting back the whole period. Minute 03 here. Offensive zone draw. Frustrating. Like, you're thinking maybe they can sneak one out here. Maybe they can sit back, and like they could have. Like, it could have been there. Like, they could have found a way to like get a bounce there and then squeak a one out. And they've been due to squeak a win out, but that's a tough one because they sat back and they got what they deserved in that period. They did not play well. And we still got a minute left here. 4-4 game. They win the draw. Zub on the point. Down to Cousins. Got Kachuk in the corner. Ridley Gregg up to Sanderson. He's got some space. Oh, nice shot by Sanderson. Good shift by this line. Zub at the point now. Ekholm bobbles it a little bit, but he still gets the puck out. 30 seconds left now. Zub going in on Savoy. Up to Gregg. Points are important for both these teams. I wonder if they just kind of maybe keep it in check. Not really. Here come the Oilers, dumping it in. Round the boards. Oilers get it deep. McDavid behind the net. Out front. Jeez, that was close. Hyman, man, he's all over it. And we're going to overtime in Edmonton. I don't like it. Sens, like, don't deserve that point, to be quite honest with you. So maybe I do like getting the point. Getting a point in a game, they don't deserve it. Can you go get the second one, though? They've been so due to steal a game, man. So due. Can the big boys step up? Do they have another moment? Does Kachuk or Stützle have another moment? Can another guy step up in overtime, though? Can Dylan Cousins come through? Drake Batherson's been great lately. Jake Sanderson scored some overtime goals. Give me a Pinto, Greg. Can someone step up here? Come on. Second point on the line. Who cares about the rest of the game? Go get some offense going. Olmark's been good. Does he have another save in him? This is big. It's one of those moments, man. This is one of those moments in overtime. They're 3-8 in overtime this season. 3-8. Got to start making up some ground. It got to fall back to the mean a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Come on, folks. Come on. Big overtime. Like I said, I will take the point with how that period was going. That's my mentality right now. But you got to win this one. They're right now 6 points out of a playoff spot. Get it back to 5. Need a moment on the road here in overtime. Come on. The 3-on-3 play has not been strong enough this season, and it's cost them a lot of points. Can they make one up right here? Due for an OT win. Have not had an OT. I mean, Stützle got one a couple games ago, technically, but it's been a long time with the Olympic break. He got one a month ago. Does he have another one in him? Big boys are starting for both teams. It's Bouchard, Draisaitl, McDavid, Stützle, Kachuk, and Sanderson. Face-off, so important. Oilers are stacking 3 on the line here, too. Kachuk against Draisaitl for the face-off, and Brady wins it right to Sanderson. Here we go. Jake Sanderson into the zone. Pulls back out. Gives it to Timmy, who went all the way back in the Sens zone. Possession is so key, especially against these big boys. You can't turn it over to the Oilers. Sanderson behind the net. I guess he's going to keep it. He wants them to keep circling. And then he goes. Is that a set play? Here comes Sanderson. Got a bit of a step. Timmy with some space. Goes behind the net. He gets it out to Brady. And back to Shabbat. Nothing doing there on that play for the Sens. I think it was pretty well defended by Edmonton, but they're defending. And here comes Timmy. He's got some space and a step. Tried to get it to Brady, and here comes McDavid. He's got a step and draws a penalty for sure. Brady just took a penalty. I mean, maybe that's a good call. I don't know, man. That's what happens in OT. Like, you lose possession. Timmy kind of didn't have a step, and that's a tough penalty for Brady Tkachuk to take. Let's see this. Timmy just kind of stumbled a little bit. Are they calling the hook? Maybe? I mean, McDavid, like, look, he kind of just stopped skating. I don't know, like, for holding, really? I don't know, man. I think that's kind of a weak call, to be honest. Like, McDavid, if he just stopped skating and went down, like, obviously they're going to call that. Like, they have to. That doesn't feel like a worthy call. And this is just like 4-on-3 for this power play. It's just ridiculously set up for them. Like, I tough way for this one to go if this ends like this. This doesn't feel, that didn't feel like an egregious enough penalty to call, to be honest. That was bad. McDavid sold that one. Here he is up top. Just watch Draisaitl. Like, he's just going to hang out there and they're going to find him the puck. Tried the same play they did on Hyman there. Here's McDavid in alone. Good stick by Zub. Zub has been so good tonight, man. What a game by Artem Zub. Here's McDavid coming in now. Just all kinds of space for these guys. Bouchard up top, down to Hyman. Doesn't get it in front. Zub gets tied up. Oilers still have it. McDavid to Draisaitl. Nice save by Ullmark. All right. Gets a whistle. That's what they were looking for. A couple good saves. I don't want to keep harping on that call, but like at full speed, obviously they're calling that, but Brady's arm doesn't haul McDavid down. You know, that's why they call it though, is because McDavid falls down. Like, tough one. They call timeout, I think. One team did anyway. Ottawa did. They want those guys fresh. Yeah, Zub's been so good. What a play in front. Minute 12 left for these big guys. It's Greg, Sanderson, and Zub. Trying to keep those guys fresh as possible with that timeout. Face-off's big here for Ridley Gregg. And Draisaitl wins it cleanly. And the Oilers set up here. McDavid to Bouchard. Scores. That's over. I just think that's such a terrible way to end that game, but whatever. Oh, man. They didn't deserve to win that game. I honestly take that point. I don't think they deserved that point with the way they played the second half of that game. Anyway, Oilers win 5-4 in overtime on a power play. They get 2 power play goals in to tie this game, basically. Score on the power play. It wasn't even third period. That's my bad. Hang on here, folks. Like, we've spent so many times this season, and I'll wrap up here quickly because the postcast is coming up soon here on YouTube. So stay tuned. It'll direct you right there when this one ends. It'll go right there. Just quickly, we spent so much time this season harping on like little plays, little mistakes, bad goals against, whatever it is. That's the first loss in a while that feels like the Sens just really didn't deserve to win. They completely sat back when they got that 4th goal by Amadio. I think they're lucky to get a point in this one, especially with the way they've played lately. They just fell too hard in that defensive mindset. And it's a power play goal in the third period on a brutal penalty by Shane Pinto. Then a 6-on-5 goal against after sitting back the entire third period, having 1 or 2 shots on goal in the third period. Not good enough, man. Got to push. And then in OT, it's the captain taking a penalty because he's out of position. And again, they don't generate anything at 3-on-3 with the top guys out there. And again, they fall in overtime, 3-9 in 3v3 overtime this season. A brutal record that you got to think is going to catch up with them at some point at the end of the season in one way or another. So that's where I'll leave it. 3-on-3 play has to be better, but again, we'll take that point. That's a game that they did not deserve a point, in my opinion. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Obviously, it's almost midnight here, but stay tuned for the postcast. The boys will be bringing you home. Appreciate everyone for joining. 5 points for Leon Draisaitl tonight against the Ottawa Senators. Just continues to cook them. I don't know what else is new. I'm just glad they only see these guys once a year or twice a year. That's all I've got. We'll be back on Thursday night for the last game before the trade deadline. We'll see you then. Thanks, folks, for joining, and have a good night. Stay tuned for the postcast.